Rise and grind, ladies and gentlemen. It's about to get bumpy. Time to attack and dominate. This is Morning Juice with Brandon Beam and Bobby Carpenter.
Sponsored by Awaken 180 Weight Loss.
And here we go on a Wednesday, attacking and dominating our way to 9 a.m. every single weekday morning right here on The Fan. Brandon Beam, the General Bobby Carpenter, and of course our fearless leader and producer Mark the Shark. Bobo, we've made it here. Coaster Bob Day for some, First Friday Miracle for others. What's going on, buddy? It's great to see you.
Oh, it's great to be here, Beam. It's great to hear you, Shark, even though you haven't said a word to me this morning because you're still stuffed from all those garlic and medium Rooster's wings that I brought over to you yesterday.
And a giant Cavs comeback win.
And a giant cat. You're just fully engorged. I mean, you know what I love waking up to is just people taking screenshots of like the Cavs record month by month and all this stuff.
30-4 at home.
In my head, I'm just singing, "Come on, Cavs, got to make it happen." This is going to be the first post-LeBron title in Cleveland sports history.
Time to get smarter.
What did I click?
Morning
Did I click
Juice
there?
presents.
I click it. You click that? What happened there?
I don't know.
I think I did.
Ghosts?
I mean, I know I did.
Oh, okay.
I think I did. I mean, I know.
My mouse is on the other screen right now. Plus,
Sorry.
this is a new touch screen since I've been away.
You've been away. Billy was sick. A lot of things have happened.
Dude, it's been a mess.
It's kind of like Interstellar when you get sick with the kid.
I'm so happy you watched that.
Fast. You're the one that told me to watch Iron Claw too, right?
No, I've never seen Iron
I don't
Claw.
know who said watch Iron Claw. Maybe that was Baker. I was talking to my dad about
That's the wrestling movie?
Yes. If you want, listen. You like Easter
Is that like A Star is Born, trudge, 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 then you die?
Trudge, trudge, trudge. They die, then you want to die with them.
All right.
Like you want.
I don't know if I really need that today.
Oh, you want to watch Iron Claw? I told my dad. He's like, that sounds like it could be. I go, it's one. I go, you like $1 Million Baby? He goes, oh yeah, it was a great one. I go, yeah, it's a lot like that one. It's a good Eastwood. And the worst thing is, it's a true story.
Yeah.
Like if it was made up,
It's a good story.
It is. But here's the worst
Sad.
thing, Beam. It's as sad as could be. Not even sad. It's tragic. And they actually drew it down. There was another brother who was in there who moved. Usually Hollywood embellishes the story.
It was so sad they had to pull it back.
They had to pull it back because I
That's
think people
even
wouldn't
worse.
have believed it. Like
Can't do that.
People have kept telling me this. So I was reading more on it. I'm like, this is brutal. And so I read this. Like, this is, oh my gosh, it is wild. So, yeah, I don't. You need to watch it.
Okay, I'll
You need
watch
to
it
watch
this
it.
weekend.
You can watch it with Billy and be like, I'm sad for you.
I got some stories to tell about that dude.
That's
Puked
good.
for the first time in his life. Refused to get out of the crib. It was
Conscience
I'm
objective.
driving back from Pinehurst, not feeling great, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
And then I'm getting text update from Meredith, picture updates. Like I can smell the pictures through the phone.
You know, you should have said, I'm
was a
sorry, sweetie,
disaster.
car broke down. Just get the cheapest hotel
we're
you can
staying.
find.
We're staying another night.
Car broke down, dear.
How's the
I'll be
weather?
back.
We're playing another 36 today, by the
Don't tell
way.
your plane, just go somewhere else. Just take a nap somewhere.
Yeah, we're going to stop back on the way and play golf. We got a great show lined up for you here this morning. More quarterbacks found a new home in the NFL yesterday. Get into that coming up here around 6:17 this morning. 6:30 this morning. Where does Ryan Day rank as some of the best coaches in the country? What did the title do to his ranking there? Get into that coming up here 6:30. Busy 7 o'clock hour. Had a lot happening last night. Unfortunately, the crew fell at home. It's a big night for the Buckeye men's hoops team as well. Their season is all in front of them. Coming up here 7:30 this morning, Dustin Schutte of SI. He's going to join the program. He'll be in Indy later today for the Big Ten men's basketball tournament. We'll talk some round ball with him coming up here at 7:30. Steve Helwagen of Bucknuts. He joins us at 8:30. And then our final segment here on a Wednesday, as always, a rotating different Columbus Blue Jackets player. They go down last night, unfortunately, in Jersey, but they're back to the friendly confines of Nationwide Arena tomorrow. Erik Gudbranson, who's back to practice as well, been on the shelf for the entirety of the season, basically. Goody's going to join us coming up here around 8:46-ish, 8:47. Before we pop into anything else today, it is Wednesday. It's the 12th day of March, 2025. Time for Today in History.
Time to get smarter. Morning Juice presents Today in History. Here's your professor, Bobby Carpenter.
Sponsored by Dr. Mark Levy. If you're snoring and not sleeping, call Dr. Mark Levy at 1-800-MORE-SLEEP.
All right, Baba, what do you got lined up for us here on this beautiful Wednesday?
Oh, the weather's been great,
It's
Dean.
been awesome.
Looks better outside than it probably does inside your home.
Yeah, it's a mess.
The vomit comment.
Bring your rooms. It's a mess.
It is March 12th. It is the 71st day of the year. It is 294 days remaining in this 2025. This date, 1894. Coca-Cola is bottled and sold for the first time in Vicksburg, Mississippi.
We have like one of the last either Pepsi or bottling like actual plants like in the country somewhere here in Central Ohio.
There is a Pepsi bottler. I mean, we have
like the last, I want to say like family-owned, non-company-owned.
Maybe that, yeah, maybe non-corporate. I don't know if that's in there's something out in Zanesville. I don't know.
That sounds right.
There's someone. There's stuff around here, B.
We got the things.
We got the things. This day, 1933, FDR addresses the nation for the first time. Shark, and what would become his first of many fireside chats? What were those like?
Well, we didn't have TV in those days, Bob, so we just gather around and listen to that big radio. I mean, those radios were as big as old-timey TV sets.
Well, yeah, you had to have something. It was furniture.
Light the fire and
it's furniture
have a fireside chat.
Absolutely. This day, 1947, the predecessor to FDR, Truman, introduces his Truman Doctrine.
That would be the successor.
Successor, not predecessor, sorry. The successor to FDR is Truman Doctrine, talking about how to prevent the spread of communism throughout the world. 1969, Simon and Garfunkel earn Record of the Year for Mrs. Robinson at the Grammys.
And here's to you, Mrs. Robinson. Jesus loves you more than you will know. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
You know, when you were out last week, was it Mike that was filling in? I can't remember.
Yeah.
Anyways, I said, what have you been listening to lately? Mid-2000s Atlanta rap. He goes, I've also found this new band. You ever heard of Simon and Garfunkel?
This
I'm like,
new
Michael,
band.
what are you talking about? You ever heard of Paul McCartney? That dude would have a great solo career.
Yeah, do you know he was in the Beatles still? Didn't realize
Yes,
that.
I've heard of Simon and Garfunkel.
That's amazing. Fairly famous.
Yeah, fairly. I mean, like one of the most popular bands of all
Back more
time.
when our parents were banging, so there you go. This day, 1983, Bonnie Tyler's Total Eclipse.
Listen to that on repeat today.
And 2 years after that, Larry legend, Larry Bird, scores 60, a Celtics record, just a couple days after McHale scored 58.
Bird takes the jumper and hits it again. Bird has 54. One more basket will tie the record McHale set for most points by a Celtic in one game, and McHale didn't set it more than a week ago. Well, he has the record, and McHale goes over to congratulate him. Larry Bird has 57 points, an all-time Boston record for one game. Will try another jumper and hit it at the buzzer. Bird has 60 points. Larry Bird scored 60 points. It is the greatest shooting exhibition I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, so I checked that. McHale had 56, but he had a week before. And then that record stood until Jason Tatum just most recently broke it. So Larry Legend getting it done.
Jason Tatum tied it, too.
Tied it. Didn't break it, just tied it.
Yeah.
That's appropriate. This date, 1987, David Robinson scores 50 points in one of his college hoops games.
Robinson now has 44 points off the offensive rebound there. He's 1 away from his career best. He's come back to life, and he's got a new career high, 46 points. He's averaged 20.9 points a game, 516 block shots. Tonight, he hit on 20 of 32 shots, 12 rebounds, 2 block shots, 3 steals, and 48 points. 50 points.
What a great way to finish individually. It's the end of the year for Navy, but they had a wonderful year.
Was that against Michigan Shark in a loss?
NCAA tournament.
And so with that, they called him the Admiral Beam with Navy. 50 points in that loss to Michigan in the NCAA tournament. And then this date, 2020, the United States suspends travel to and from Europe due to COVID-19. Some birthdays today. We've got Liza Minnelli turning 79. Was it Fred Walker, Shark?
Welker.
Frank Welker. Turning 79 today. Voice actor. He was Freddy in Scooby-Doo, Megatron, Transformers. Tons of voice actor stuff. I'm excited, Shark, to see what you dug up on him.
Hi! Oh, hi! Ghostmaster's coming!
As near as I can figure, we've hit Scrooge's money bin 299 times.
Oh, no, it couldn't be. Oh, yes, it is.
What? Giddy up, horsey! Giddy up!
You know, you take that out of context without the visuals of it, that kind of freaks me out a little bit.
It is a little weird, but it's
Yeah,
amazing.
it's a little
So that's all Frank Welker.
Wes's uncle.
That's amazing. Like, so talented. Turning 77 today, Fire and Rain, Mr. James Taylor.
I've seen fire and I've seen rain. I've seen sunny days that I thought would never end.
And finally, Darryl Strawberry turning 63 years young.
And he hit it. There it is. Base hit left field. And Strawberry has his first major league base hit. Well hit to left center field. Out of here. Darryl Strawberry's first major league home run.
High drive into deep right field. Evans back at the wall. Gone.
There goes Strawberry. Breaking ball is high. The throw, not in time, and he's done it. Darryl Strawberry, a member of the 30-30 club.
And a drive to deep right field. It's going, and it's gone. Goodbye. And the Mets win it on Strawberry's two-run home run in the 10th inning.
And your holidays observances today. It is Girl Scouts Day. It is Dietitian Day. And it is World Day Against Cyber Censorship as well. And those are your historical events, your birthdays, your passings, your holidays observances for this date, March 12th, the 71st day of the year, 294 days remaining in this 2025.
Good job on that, Bob. As always. Was it J-Ram almost got to the 40-40 club last year, Shark? Was that?
Yeah, 39-39 maybe?
I think you were right.
Something like that.
I mean, 30-30. Who cares about that? We're on our way to 40-40.
Who did they say that Shohei, someone was saying that Shohei or someone would be the first of 50-50? I wanted to say this year.
I think it was 60-60 with him. 50-50? I don't remember. Anyways, something with a number repeating itself after that. Anyways, Bob, good job. We had more quarterbacks find new homes in the NFL yesterday. That's next. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there and happy Wednesday. Watching a disabled vehicle just south of Shanahan Road on 23 as you're coming in from Delaware. Not impacting things too bad, but watch for crews pushed off to the right over there. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your fan traffic.
Men, this is Jeff for Tri-State Men's Health. And though I generally talk about medicine and effective treatments for erectile dysfunction and other men's sexual health issues, today I want to talk about love. Because love is the best reason to get treated for your ED. You see, ED can cause major relationship issues. In fact, men often push their partners away when ED becomes a problem. The condition can cause depression, arguments, breakups, and even contribute to divorce. But the good news is that if you're like most men suffering with ED, you can be successfully treated at Tri-State Men's Health and put a stop to the relationship stresses that ED can cause. I say this with all confidence because we have treatments that are effective in well over 90% of cases. Truly, it's likely you'll find you're performing like you haven't in years. So make an appointment and get the love back in your life. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 800-900-9654 or go to tristatemenshealth.com. We have 6 offices across the tri-state area to serve you.
Basketball from noon to midnight. Scotty Vegas here, and we're throwing a Vegas-style basketball party at Hollywood Casino at the ESPN Bet Sportsbook. I even went out to Vegas to scout out how to throw this party. Tough assignment. The Fan is doing 24 hours of watch parties. The opening weekend of the tournament, there'll be custom t-shirts, Pop-A-Shot, horse games. Oh, and don't miss a game with a 50-foot video wall. Reserve your spot at HollywoodColumbus.com. Must be 21 or older to enter. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Back in the studio with a return visit from
Todd Schmelt.
Todd, the last time you were with us, you claimed to be
the dumbest person in Columbus.
You're being really hard on yourself.
Not in the least. You know what I got?
I hate to ask.
One of them thermostats with the dial and the needle. Woo, woo, woo.
Maybe that's not modern, but not...
What am I? Eli Whitney, Elias Howe, Johann Gertis?
I don't know who those people are.
Those are old-timey people from the 19th century, and that's me. Outdated, like my silly old thermostat.
Okay, look, you're not the dumbest guy in Columbus. You just haven't called Apex Pros.
The pros who knows?
Those those guys. Whether it's the latest technology, fixing your furnace, or a brand new system, they know all the stuff so you don't have to.
I don't have to know it all?
Nah, you just have to know the pros who knows.
Apex Pros. I'm not the dumbest guy in Columbus.
I didn't even know who Johann Gertis was.
Inventor of the gas-powered unicycle. Look it up, doy.
Okay, you don't have to be me.
No doubt about it, Columbus loves Apex Pros, the pros who knows. ApexPros.com.
When you're on the go, every minute of the day counts. Meijer Home Delivery and Pickup helps you make the most of every second. Get all your weekly shopping online, quickly and easily, from wherever you are, whenever you want. Then have your Meijer order delivered to your home, or swing by and pick it up when you're out and about. Whatever works best for your schedule. The good life is in reach with Meijer Home Delivery and Pickup.
Most radio stations suck. Here's why. They don't invest in local programming. We're live and local 14 hours a day. You can rest assured that every stupid thing we say is 100% local. Homegrown dumb since day one. The Fan.
This is Pause Before You Play, and it's time for more game day picks from local sports fans. You're on the air. Who you got?
Actually, I'm not betting, just chilling and watching the game.
I know that move. A pause. Sounds like you've got a winning strategy.
Exactly. After I set limits and recognized the risk, I knew it was time to stop.
Now that is responsible betting, folks. Sports are fast. Betting shouldn't be. Make a plan at pausebeforeyouplay.org. That's pausebeforeyouplay.org.
Do you want a job that is flexible, secure, and fun? It also offers excellent pay and is ranked as one of the best jobs in America, too. I'm talking about being a dental hygienist. And all you have to do is complete a 2-year program after high school. Visit ODA.org to learn more and to start helping people love their smile. This message is brought to you by the members of the Ohio Dental Association.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
High pressure will deliver another beautiful day out there today. Highs around 70. Tonight we drop on down to 43. Partly cloudy tomorrow with a high around 70. And then Friday, looking at a few clouds with a high of 75. I'm meteorologist Dylan Robichaud with your 10 TV weather impact forecast on 97.1 The Fan.
Prime Sports is the official sports book of Morning Juice.
Download the Prime Sports Ohio app today or visit online at primesportsbook.com.
The Fan. Beamer has a very punchable face, so Bobby punches it. This is Morning Juice.
Attention Ohio sports fans, ready to turn your passion into serious action? Well, Prime Sportsbook Ohio is bringing you a massive welcome deposit match offer. Here's the deal. Deposit up to $400 US. That's right, $400 in Prime Sportsbook will match your deposit 100%. That's up to $400 in bonus bet. But wait, here's the best part. You can use your bonus bets anytime, Bob. They're valid for one whole year. One whole year for your bonus bets are valid. Just place wagers equal your deposit bonus amount before withdrawing. So if you're thinking about maybe a Kenny Pickett Browns MVP number, you wait, maybe get some better odds towards the start of the season.
Yeah, so don't miss out. This offer is for first-time deposits only. It can expire at any time, so hurry and download the Prime Sports Ohio app or visit primesportsbook.com to get started with betting reduced juice. It literally costs less to bet with Prime Sports Ohio. Want to bet? Download the Prime Sports Ohio app today. Additional terms and conditions apply. Must be 21 and older and present in Ohio. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Please play responsibly.
So we were down in the Pinehurst area for a golf trip last week. It was a lot of fun. I tell you what was maybe the most fun outside of the golf and drinking some Tito's, Bob, was that so the NFL free agency period obviously started over the weekend. You know, like Saturday, Sunday, you start to get some news of everything that was going on. NHL trade deadline as well. So there have been maybe some guys who have been overserved a little bit, and you could tell them, like, hey, did you know that, I don't know, name your player who just went to a different team. Like, did you see that?
Oh, I mean, it's just fast and furious.
Yeah, like, hey, did you see that Geno Smith was traded to the Raiders? And they're like, what? Doesn't make any sense at all. And then another hour later, like, hey, did you see Geno Smith was traded to the Raiders? And it was like breaking the same news again. So that was actually a pretty fun weekend to be on a dude's trip, because I feel like there was just so much going on here. this weekend. Like every time I got on Twitter or X, whatever it's called now, to just refresh my feed.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it was hot and heavy. There were so many different things happening. Like Fields, he's gone from the Steelers. He signs with the Jets. He's popping bottles in Dubai. We're still waiting on the Rustler, Mr. Unlimited. We're waiting on Aaron Rodgers. But like mostly now, everything's kind of filled. But for a bad, quote unquote, free agency class that a lot of people didn't expect to have this kind of movement, I mean, it was pretty fast and furious.
The thing is, some of the free agency class has been blended into like trades, like the DK Metcalf trade and Laramie Tunsil trade. Like all of these, there's a bunch of big trades that also happened right on the eve of that. And with those trades, a lot of times came new deals, and it's wild. The NFL salary cap, I want to say, is like 200 and
270s. 280, is it 281?
Is that it?
It's up there.
Yeah, 279.
Okay, yeah.
My gosh, yeah. It's wild. Do you want to take a guess what it was the year?
And we crossed the 100 million threshold.
Yeah, we crossed that.
Wasn't
in 2012, my final season.
Okay, so 12 years.
So that's after the little lockout they had in 11 and everything before that.
Was that coming off of the rookie deals?
Yes, this was 2 years, though, removed from that. Because 2011 was the first, 2012 was the second.
Got it.
Do you want to take a wager of what the salary cap was?
110 million.
Shark, you want to guess? It's 279.
I think it was lower than that. I'm going to go with about 93.
It was 120. So you guys are a little low.
20. How many years ago?
12.
12 years ago.
It was 13 years ago. It was
13.
2012.
So the off season of 2012 going into the 12 season.
So it is more than doubled, and almost doubled. It's about 150% bigger. So some people get crazy. Like, you know what the franchise tag was for a quarterback in 2012?
Oh my God, what is it now?
Oh,
50?
45, 50 million.
Yeah, so you're looking at the average of the top 5 quarterback salaries in the NFL.
Well, if it was 120 million,
I'll say 13.
I'll say above that slight, like 17.
It's 14.4.
Here's good money too, Bob.
Here's what's amazing.
I would have taken it.
So this is what the best part is when you look at like where everything has gone. So obviously that's gone up like $30 million. And how much that's worth. So the running back franchise tag.
Has it gone down?
The running back franchise tag this year is $13 million. All right. Do you want to take a guess at what it was and right now it is the second lowest franchise tag position outside of special teams specialists.
I think it's a little bit higher today than what it was back in 2012. I'll say back in 2012 it was like 12 million.
I guess
I don't know. It might be higher. It's been devalued over the years so much.
Yeah. That's a pretty good guess, Beam. I'll go actually under 11 million.
So you guys are a little high. It was almost 8. But you got to think the difference between quarterback and running backs was $4 million.
Yeah. Now quarterbacks 3 times that.
Yeah.
And running backs are basically the
half.
same.
Yeah.
So that is what is crazy when you start looking at what that looks like and just all of the movement that has happened since then.
You got defensive ends. I mean, what's the Myles Garrett number, Shark? Was that 40 million a year?
40 a year.
Right? 40 mil. How'd you feel about the Kenny Pickett deal that came through?
Kind of a yawn.
Okay.
Actually. Gave up a 5th rounder in DTR.
Apparently Cousins is coming to Cleveland, though. I mean, I saw Breer reporting that.
We're going to talk about that later, Beam.
Okay, we are?
Well, I saw it on the prep sheet.
Says who? I have it right here, right now. Let's talk about it right now. Yeah, I saw Breer saying that the most likely outcome now for Kirk Cousins, because I think it's 5 days away from right now, maybe, that his 2026 bonus goes into effect, like $10 million from the Falcons. So something's got to happen in these next 5 days with Kirk Cousins. And I think it was Zach Jackson as well reporting that the most likely scenario will be that Kirk Cousins is a Brown by this weekend.
Is that good? How does that make you feel, Shark?
I don't know how that may. And then what do you guys do in the draft at that position too? I mean, are you rolling into the season quarterback competition between Kenny Pickett and Kirk Cousins, or are you adding a third horse into the stable and a rookie?
Yes, but it won't be the second or third pick.
Trading back.
I don't even know if you trade back. I don't know if there's a guy in the first round that they love.
I agree. So I do think they'll draft a quarterback, but not with number 2. But trade up to number 1 for who?
I'm just giving you a hard time.
You take Travis Hunter.
Yeah.
At number 2.
Play him at quarterback.
Pick another quarterback in the second or third round.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think there's a guy, and this is what stinks sometimes. It's like the NBA draft. Like, I got the number 1 overall pick, but is there like a number 1 overall guy?
Yeah.
Is there a quarterback? Last year, there's 6 quarterbacks that went in the top 14,
and most of them
picks.
outside of J.J. McCarthy, who was hurt, had a pretty solid year. Good rookie years.
Yeah, they're like this year, these guys would all have been second and third rounders last year. So it's just a function of what is available. So the Browns picked a bad year to be bad, Shark, as only the Browns can do. A year where they aren't any good is a year where there's nobody available.
It's kind of like the Cavs when there was nobody available and they picked
Anthony Bennett.
Listen, number 1 pick.
Don't you besmirch Anthony Bennett. His long
may he reign.
His long and illustrious NBA career.
How many seasons did he play in Cleveland?
He played 1 and I believe part of another, and then traded to Toronto. But yeah, he's just a freshman coming out.
How many years do you think he played? How many years do you think he played in the NBA?
1.5.
No, I'm going to say he played like 4.
That's right.
Do you have it in front of you?
It's 4.
4 full seasons?
Probably averaged about 3 points a game.
Don't worry. He also started 4 games over those 4 years.
For the Cavs or the Raptors?
No, he started
Total?
3. He actually went to Minnesota, started 3 in the next year after Cleveland. None in Toronto the following year, and then he was with Brooklyn and started 1. But don't worry. I mean,
that could be you.
This could be the Cavs.
I'll tell you the one thing that's blowing my mind is how the Bengals haven't gotten a deal done with Jamar Ortiz at all.
Why would you do that?
The price is doing nothing but going up.
Well, they said,
get them done.
They said Jamar wanted to be the highest paid non-quarterback.
Well, Miles reset that.
100%. And I forget who was telling me this. Was it somebody out on yesterday?
I wasn't here yesterday.
Yes. I think it was Bo. Because Max Crosby went to $36 million last week.
He goes, don't think that the Browns maybe didn't do that just to stick it to the Bengals a little more. Like, we'll get this done before you get Jamar done. So now there's $4 million more you've got to deal with per year.
AAV, baby. Yeah, all kinds of crazy stuff coming up. Day 3 for free agency today. Or maybe yesterday it was day 1, day 2. I think it's day 3 today. Still a lot of pieces left on that chessboard. Where does Ryan Day rank as the best coaches in the country? That's coming up in 2 minutes. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning and happy Wednesday. Still watching crews clear out a disabled vehicle on 23 southbound. This is just past Shanahan Road. Again, that's as you're heading southbound out in Lewis Center. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your fan traffic.
Enjoy rates as low as 9.90% APR with a Visa Platinum credit card from BMI FCU. The perfect low-rate card for your wallet. Apply today at bmifcu.org/visa.
Switching to Progressive is a game-winning call. And that reminds us of other game-winning calls in the history of sports.
So it was the fourth quarter and we're down by 5. Sweat pouring down my face. Suddenly it hit me. If only I could wrap part of the towel around my forehead. And that's how I became the first basketball player to wear a headband.
Okay, not really a game-winning call, but it was a good call. You can make one too. Switch to Progressive and you could save hundreds. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states.
Tuning into your favorite team's game or actually going to the stadium is better when you feel at your best. If something's not quite right, reduce tension and pain and increase flexibility with expert-assisted stretching at Stretch Lab. Each session is customized to your body's needs with your unique goals in mind. Visit your local Stretch Lab today or go to stretchlab.com to get up to 50% off your first 50-minute stretch. Plus, get an additional $10 off with code FAN10. That's code FAN10 at stretchlab.com.
Say goodbye to car care headaches with Carvenience from Hinderer Motor Company. This is Justin Hinderer. For only $49, we'll pick up your vehicle, leave you with a rental, and return it fully serviced and spotless. No more juggling your schedule or wasting hours at the shop. Carvenience lets you focus on what matters while we take care of all the rest, making life easier. Schedule your service today at HindlerMotorCompany.com.
Morning Juice is sponsored by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Fast, sustainable weight loss without medication. Awaken 180 Weight Loss.
If Bobby and Beamer aren't talking about it, it's not worth your time anyway. You're listening to Morning Juice.
Hey, coming up 1 hour away from right now, Dustin Schutte of SI. He's going to be on his way to Indianapolis for the Big Ten men's basketball tournament. Begins tonight. He's going to check in with us. We'll talk some hardball with him. Not hardball, round ball. Sorry, I was getting my games confused there a little bit. It's tough, man. You're out here for 4 days. Sometimes you get things confused a little bit. I did see from the Lennard dog this morning as of 3 hours ago, like 3:30 a.m., that the Buckeyes are currently, again, as of 3 hours ago, the final team into the NCAA tournament from him.
Yeah, we had Bender on Monday. He had him as their final team in. Yeah, it's great. The play-in games is really where you want to be.
That's Dayton. It's his home game.
Yeah, it should be. And hopefully you win one so you can actually get into the real tournament because I don't consider that. Listen, if you get in the play-in and you're an auto bid, then that's real for you. Mm-hmm. But if you're coming in as an at-large, then dude, it's a play-in game.
Yeah, you got to get into the 64.
You got to win to get in.
Yeah.
So you're playing in the real round of 64.
That's a nice thing, though, the play-in tournament over in Dayton. I'm cool with it.
I love it being in Dayton. I'm not besmirching the tournament, but I don't count that.
I'm with you.
As making the tournament.
Yeah, agreed. You shouldn't count on the NCAA tournament appearances unless, like you said, you're one of the 16 seeds with an auto qualifier. Then okay.
Then they threw you.
Like, what else are you supposed to do?
If you're one of the the 11 seeds that they put in there? If you're one of the 11s that they put in there, I'm like, that does not constitute making the tournament in my mind.
Yeah.
Some people will sit there and argue with me and tell me this and that. I'm like, listen, the bracket is 64. It is 4 16-team region brackets. We can try to keep jamming and making little legs off of their beam and do all that stuff, but. To me, you got to win to get in. Like, so you better win that game, or you better win a couple of games here. And I don't think you could probably improve your seed line at this point unless you win, I think, a huge upset. But
or if you win like the Big Ten tournament,
yeah, that might help a little bit.
Yeah, I think you could probably shoot up the leaderboard and then be able to manage yourself into the actual round of 64 compared to 68. But yeah, we'll see what happens. That game's coming up here 6:00 this evening. And the good news, Shark, is that you can listen to that game right here on the Fan because I know you'll be excited to watch that on the Peacock.
No Peacock for me.
I know. That's why I told you. Yeah, you'd be excited to listen to it. 6:00 5 o'clock coverage, really. 6:00 tip-off, 25 minutes after the first game.
That's so amazing.
Is when that game's going to be played. Where would you rank Ryan Day currently as best coaches in college football, Bob?
I would probably put him second right behind Kirby Smart.
Yeah, I'm in agreement. I was reading this from Stuart Mandel, The Athletic. He does this.
What about Howie Mandel?
I don't know if they're any relation. Howie, Stewie.
Howie and Stewie?
Yeah.
Shark, you think they're related? I know you're a big Howie Mandel fan.
I don't think they are.
Long lost cousins, maybe? Second cousins?
I don't think so.
Nothing?
How about third uncles?
Yeah, something like that. Stuart Mandel puts out this list every single year. And then Bruce Feldman does as well. Here's a combo list from these guys. Number one, Kirby Smart. He was ranked number one last year. They're saying on him, two-time national champion, became my undisputed number one choice last year following Saban's retirement. See no reason to drop him even in a down year. Georgia won 11 games, won an SEC championship. Yeah, they won the SEC championship this year. They got beat by Notre Dame, right? Was that the quarterfinals? Semifinals was Notre Dame and Penn State.
Yeah, you're right. It was the quarters.
Yeah, it was the quarters.
That's right. The quarters or semis where Texas was like the only Southern school.
Yeah.
So it was Notre Dame, Penn State, Ohio State, and Texas.
Correct. They have number 2 on the list at Ryan Day. Last year, Ryan Day was number 7. So had I put out this list the day after last year's Michigan-Ohio State game, he would have fallen out of my top 10. But the Buckeyes beat 4 consecutive top 10 opponents to earn Day's first national championship, making him one of just 3 active coaches with a ring. The 4-game losing streak to Michigan remains an eyesore. He's 70-10 overall. Everything that he said in there, I think, is factually correct.
Listen, I said it the day after the night of the game, like nothing cools off the hot seat quite like a Gatorade bath. I mean, that was very true for Ryan. And it vaulted him back up. Because if you look at lists prior to last year, the year before, I mean, people had Saban at the top, and then
Kirby and Dabo.
Kirby had won, and like Ryan and Dabo were kind of right there, but he was right in that mix for the pot of like as Kirby won 2 in a row, that obviously helped.
Lincoln Riley was up there.
But Lincoln was up there, but he was in that mix for all these young guys who hadn't won one yet. And then Dabo was kind of the guy who had won 2, but you felt like maybe his star was fading a little bit.
Where would you go after 1 and 2? Because I feel like then it's open for discussion. I think Dabo actually.
I would say Dabo at 3.
I think Dabo overachieved actually at Clemson.
That's my point.
Year.
With them making the playoff and playing pretty well and looking good there, I would say he is back at that number 3. He's still the only. There's 2 guys that have won. There's only 3 coaches that have won national championships that are actively coaching. Ryan being 1, and the other guys have won 2, and Dabo being that other guy.
Yeah, and they were a goal line stand away against Texas from making that game really interesting.
Oh, yeah.
Like, Texas had a monster goal line stand. Clemson cuts that to, I think it was a 7-point game, Bob, with like 10 minutes left. It's a different story, but I think Texas marched down, scored another one, made it look better than what the game really was. But, yeah, Clemson was pretty close on that. Dabo actually ranked 6th on this list. Currently right now for active college football coaches. Yeah.
Let me think about. I bet they have
Marcus.
No, I don't think Marcus. I bet they're going to go 2nd or 3rd with, or 3rd with my guy out of Texas.
Sark.
Sark.
You are
3rd?
correct, Bob. Sark is 3rd on the list. Sark's Washington and USC heirs are a distant memory. Already renowned offensive play caller. He's taken Texas program that spent 15 years stuck in the mud to back-to-back college football playoff semifinals. Last season's team reached the SEC championship game in its first year in the conference. Ultimately went on to lose in the Cotton Bowl in the semifinals to the Buckeyes. But yes, Sark clocking in at number 3 for the best coaches in college football.
There we go.
Number 4.
Okay, then I would say probably. Then you go with Marcus?
No, Marcus is not up there.
James Franklin.
No, James Franklin is not up there either. Dan Lanning is number 5 in at Oregon. This one surprised me a little bit.
Don't tell me Brian Kelly.
It is not Brian Kelly, no. It surprised me given the high stakesness of the move and his following season, what that looked like. It surprised me that this fella's this high on the list. Very high stakes move. Yeah. Some would say you wouldn't want to take a job after this guy. Kalen DeBoer, number 4 at Alabama.
Okay.
Clocking in at number 4.
All right. I mean, he's been to a national championship.
Yeah.
Last year wasn't bad. It just wasn't good by Alabama standards.
Yeah.
And what they'd said with Nick Saban.
Missed out on everything if you're Bama. I mean, no SEC championship game. Missed out on the playoffs.
Lost to Michigan in the playoff game, or in the bowl game when most of your dudes were playing.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, I don't know. Kalen DeBoer at number 4. We'll see. I think it's going to be an interesting year. If you think the pressure was hot on Ryan Day here after losing to Michigan, like that pressure down in Alabama right now on him after missing out on everything, yeah, that's got to be pretty high. Dabo clocking in at number 6. Told you about that. Dan Lanning, Shark, number 5. Lance Leopold at Kansas at number 7.
I like Lance.
I do too.
Leipold.
I think
he's good.
Leopold?
I think it's Leipold.
James Franklin at number 8. Matt Campbell of Iowa State at number 9. Marcus Freeman at number 10.
Really?
Yeah.
Surprised that they have him below Campbell, Leipold. Who else was in that bottom of that top 10?
James Franklin is number 8.
I mean, would you rather have Marcus Freeman or James Franklin?
It's not even a question in my mind.
Marcus is early in his career, but they did go to the national championship, and he did take a team. Like, they won close games, and one of those games was against James Franklin, which you could argue he outcoached him.
By the way, too, it got a little sketchy for the Buckeyes there at the end.
Yeah.
3rd and 11, if that is not completed, who knows in an alternate universe what the end of that game looks like. But I know the pressure on Marcus Freeman heading into the season, Bob, especially. Who did they lose? Northern Illinois at the beginning of the season last year.
Yeah.
Like, the pressure was really ramping up. But if you're offering me the next head coach, if I'm taking James Franklin or Marcus Freeman, like, it's 100 times out of 100, it's Marcus Freeman.
Well, even Campbell, what has he done? I mean, Marcus went to they were close, but I mean, they never got into the CFP.
Did they get to a Big 12 championship game against Arizona State this year?
Yeah, and they lost to Arizona State in the
eliminator
Big 12.
game. Yeah.
But, they were close. But you're right, Shark. Like, he's been on the cusp. And I love Matt Campbell. I think he's a heck of a coach. But what has he done? And you could argue he's doing it at Iowa State.
Yeah.
And obviously it's not a football hotbed there.
It's not Penn State and it's not Notre Dame.
Yes. And so I will give him I'll give him much more credit for that.
Kurt Cignetti at 11 from Indiana. Ryan Kelly at number 12. Lane Kiffin at 13. Kyle Whittingham at Utah at 14. And then Josh Heupel Tennessee, 15.
No Kirk Ferentz in there.
Kirk Ferentz is 16 on the list. Yeah, so that's what we got going for us, which is pretty good. But if you want to read their list, you can go ahead and do that. America may not have banned TikTok, but one college football coach has. We'll do that in Quick Hitters next. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there, right now we're watching a closure south of Lancaster on 33. This is just beyond Columbus Lancaster Road. We're also still watching crews clear out a disabled vehicle up in Delaware County. This is on 23 southbound, just as you're passing Shanahan Road. I'm 10 TV's Amy Steigerwald with your fan traffic.
Do you realize making the minimum monthly payments on your credit cards, it'll take nearly 20 years to pay them off? What if I told you there's a way for you to get them all paid off in just a matter of weeks? Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. Imagine wiping out all of your credit cards. Here's where you go. AFLcash.com. That's AFLcash.com. Advantage First Lending is the easy button for tapping in to hundreds of thousands of dollars in your home equity. That's not the bank money, it's your money. Listen, your home, the value is way up. And now AFLcash.com has a super fast, hassle-free program that lets you turn that equity into cash. People who do this are living their best life, their credit card debt free, with cash left over for other stuff like home improvements, maybe a vacation. See how much money you can get now. Go to AFLcash.com or call 844-394-CASH. That's 844-394-CASH. Say goodbye to greedy credit card companies. That's AFLcash.com.
Equal Housing Lender, NMLS 1209177. Subject to lender approval. NMLSConsumerAccess.org.
For a limited time at Verizon, you can get our best price ever for a single line. Just $45 per month when you bring your phone, which is less than you spend on Too Tired to Cook takeout every week. Get one line on Unlimited Welcome for $45 per month with AutoPay plus taxes and fees. Visit your local Columbus Verizon store by April 2nd to save. $20 monthly promo credits applied over 36 months with a new line on Unlimited Welcome. In times of congestion, unlimited 5G and 4G LTE may be temporarily slower than other traffic. Domestic data roaming at 2G speeds. Additional terms apply.
Basketball from noon to midnight. Scotty Vegas here, and we're throwing a Vegas-style basketball party at Hollywood Casino at the ESPN Bet Sportsbook. I even went out to Vegas to scout out how to throw this party. Tough assignment. The Fan is doing 24 hours of watch parties. The opening weekend of the tournament, there'll be custom T-shirts, Pop-A-Shot, horse games. Oh, and don't miss a game with a 50-foot video wall. Reserve your spot at HollywoodColumbus.com. Must be 21 or older to enter. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
It's March, and you know what that means. Bracket season. You've crunched the numbers, picked your favorites, and maybe even taken a big gamble on that Cinderella team. But when it comes to your home, gambling is not an option. Spring storms are rolling in, bringing strong winds, heavy rain, and unpredictable weather. The question is your roof ready? At Newman Roofing, we don't leave anything up to chance. Whether you need a new roof, gutter replacement, or updated siding, our expert team is here to educate you, guide you, and give you the best options to fit your home's needs. No high-pressure sales, no surprises, just top-quality work from a team you can trust. That's why homeowners choose Newman Roofing, the #1 overall seed here in Columbus, because we deliver an unbeatable customer experience every single time. So, don't wait until the damage is done. Beat the storm before it ruins your big dance. Call 614-NEW-ROOF. That's 614-NEW-ROOF, or visit online at newmanroofing.com to schedule your spot this spring. Don't just get a new roof, get a Newman roof.
This promo is for anyone who likes baseball or America or Terry Francona's scooter. The Reds are on the Fan. Catch all 162 games here on the Fan and 1460 ESPN Columbus and the Fan's HD2. Your home for Reds baseball, the Fan.
Welcome to NFL Flag. In this game, there's a position for everyone. No matter who you are.
Let's go! Show what you got!
Lace up your cleats, smear on your eye black, step out on the field, and start having fun. This is flag football, and this game is our game.
This game! Our game! This game! Our game! This game! Our game!
Visit NFL.com to find a league and get playing today.
1, 2, 3, let's play!
Build your business with a partner you can trust. The Home Depot. When you join Pro Extra, you get lower than shelf pricing and dedicated support to help you streamline your business and stay on budget. Get dedicated pro support for supply sourcing, custom orders, large equipment rentals, and more. At the Home Depot, we supply the support your job needs with the level of service your business deserves. The Home Depot. How pros get more done.
The Fan Poll is brought to you by Caster Connection. Visit CasterConnection.com to shop online or to work with our Caster Solution specialists.
Miss a minute of the show?
Check out the podcast wherever you get your podcasts. Type in Morning Juice and subscribe.
This is Morning Juice.
All right, friends, I was right. Last week I told you I'd be down over 50 pounds. Not only did I hit that, I blew past it, down over 53 pounds. I'm not sure exactly what the number is. I had my weigh-in yesterday, 55-ish, maybe something like that. Anyway, all thanks to my friends over at Awaken 180 Weight Loss. 4.5 pounds last week alone, and I'm barely 3 months into the program. Some plans, they've got you dropping 4 or 5 pounds in week number 1, but I'm still doing that 12 weeks in, and that's pretty wild. And you know what? Honestly, hasn't been that difficult. No workouts, no skipping out on life, no injections. I lost 53 pounds and more just by eating to lose weight with Awaken 180. That's it. Here's the deal. I listen to my coach. She makes a few adjustments. I make a few adjustments here and there. Keep watching the number on the scale drop every week. Maybe you're rocking a 55 pant and want to see a 48 again. Maybe you're rocking a 38 pant and want to see a 34 or a 44 and want to see a 38. Whatever your number is, you can do it. Maybe you're swimming in triple XLs and thinking about life in an XL. Trust me, if I can do it, you definitely can. Awaken 180 is simple. The coaches are awesome, and there's really no work involved. Make the call, 844-346-1800. That's 844-346-1800 or online at awaken180weightloss.com.
Morning Juice presents Quick Hitters.
Sponsored by Prime Sports. Download the Prime Sports Ohio app today or visit online at primesportsbook.com. Use promo code JUSTSPORTS for a welcome bonus of up to $100.
Sharky?
Oh, Brando, it's great to have you back.
It's great to see your smiling face. Better than the alternative.
It got so tough looking through this glass and seeing Tito over there.
I bet that was difficult.
Great to see you. Rich Rodriguez has begun his second stint as head football coach at West Virginia, and he is laying down the law. Rich Rod has told his players that they're not banned from TikTok, only that they're banned from dancing on TikTok. He said, Beamer, we try to have a hard edge, and you're in there in your tights dancing on TikTok. Ain't quite the image of our program that I want.
I kind of like it out of Rich Rod.
Yeah.
I'm cool with it. I mean, was it a couple of years ago? I mean, we had the dance circle at Ohio State.
That was a point of contention. A lot of people weren't happy about that.
No one liked that. No one liked that. And the worst part was you didn't even really look that excited to be doing the dances. I don't mind this out of Rich Rod. It's your locker room. You want to come in. It's obviously a different society than what he coached there the first time.
Much different.
And he's trying to get it back. I don't blame him one bit. I'm not sure if that's an unwritten rule or law wherever in college football, but I'd be okay with him. I'd be all right with coaches coming out and saying, listen, I don't mind you being on TikTok. Doesn't matter. It's social media. You want to have scrolly fun time in here while we're taking a break. That's fine.
Yeah.
No dancing with the West Virginia logo in the background. Can't do it.
Yeah, I don't disagree. Like, we're in there in our tights. We're trying to have a hard edge. Like, how tough do we look dancing around, being, maybe little fairies in there dancing around, having a good time in the locker room in our tights. Everything's sharp. Why did we do the mother, what's going on? But we're dancing around in there. A lot of shenanigans, tomfoolery going on. Let's cut it out. Let's have a hard edge. We're Mountaineers.
Did you ever see Robin Hood Men in Tights?
I did. Not as
very
tough.
manly.
Very manly. Very manly.
Want to take a stab at their over-under this year? West Virginians?
Oh, 7.5.
I would say that's what it is.
5.5 now.
Ooh. Just 13 months ago, the 49ers lost to Kansas City in Super Bowl 58. Today, only 11 of San Francisco's 22 starters from that game are still on the roster. Gone are, among others, Deebo Samuel, Eric Armstead, Chase Young, Dre Greenlaw. Yesterday, Pro Bowl fullback Kyle Juszczyk was released. Bobby, the Niners were preseason favorites to again win the NFC this past season. They went 6-11 and now look like they are rebuilding.
So I don't think it's a look, Shark. I think that's a fact. Eventually you can't pay everybody. Guys get expensive. You've got to make some moves. Deebo was kind of that first little brick to fall. Juszczyk, you've got to release him. I'm curious if
Leonard Floyd's gone.
Yeah, Leonard Floyd. I'm curious if they asked Juszczyk to reduce salary to stay. Because he was getting paid pretty well. He's not going to get paid that probably anywhere else.
What's his wife doing with those sweet outfits she was making for all of her,
The interesting thing is, for a long time, he wouldn't have had a spot anywhere else. But now the proliferation of the Shanahan coaching tree, I bet he'll go to Minnesota.
The fullback is back.
Yeah, I mean, you start looking at some of the different places that you have coaches that have coached under Shanahan. Those guys would probably bring him in as leadership, reduced rate, come in, we can do some unique things with him because he can still play. But it's sad to see this, and this is what happens in the NFL. This is where the Browns kind of are, Shark, where you had your window open, all of a sudden it's like, okay, well.
You paid a quarterback.
You paid a quarterback, you didn't quite get it done, and now it's time to retool with younger and cheaper guys.
Yeah, and that was the whole thing. The launch point of this was that Brock Purdy was running out of his contract, so you need to clear that money to make room for him, right? And so, did you say 11? So half of the Super Bowl starters from a couple of years ago are gone. I was actually just looking up the odds. I mean, we might want to say that it's a rebuild out there. The 49ers still have the third best odds to win the NFC. Like, as of right now.
In 2025.
In 2025. Wow. You have the Eagles at plus 290. You have the Lions at 5-1. Actually have the 49ers at 7-1. Right behind them are the Commies, who have had a heck of a run here these last 3-4 days and change with trades and all kinds of free agency news. So yeah, the Commanders are still behind the 49ers. I don't know. I think I'm with you, so more so, Shark, that I think it's more of a rebuild for them than maybe some people are letting on.
I mean, they still have Christian, they still have Bosa, and they still have Brock Purdy, but there are,
it's going to look different.
Holes to fill.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to look different, and who knows? Draft well, develop guys. Maybe there's guys underneath of these big-time veterans that we don't know.
A lot of good men out there.
The trades,
with the Yankees,
unruly trades and unruly fans.
Yeah.
Tiger Woods has spent a good chunk of his professional career under the knife. He's had 24 surgeries, 6 surgeries alone on his back, and others for torn ACLs and foot and ankle injuries, and he just had another operation. Yesterday, Tiger underwent surgery after rupturing his left Achilles tendon. Dr. Charlton Stucken down there in West Palm Beach said the surgery went smoothly and expects a full recovery, but Beamer, how much can one human body take?
There's just no way, right?
I mean, he already told us last year he'll never be the same because of the back fusion.
By the way, when did he rupture his Achilles?
A couple of days ago.
Yeah,
doing
training.
What?
Training
for what?
Ramping up.
Plyo jumps to golf?
He probably is.
He probably is.
I guess you want to play in the Masters, but I mean, I've watched dudes that can barely walk limp around and play around a golf. Why did we blow our Achilles on the golf course? I'm the only one that I've ever seen run on a golf course outside of my caddy who's playing
to track your
looking
ball
like
down.
Kenny Lofton in 1996, trying to track my ball.
You're good. That sure looked like it went out of bounds. I got it before it went out of bounds.
Sitting there, you watch him make his break. Whoosh over there, flips the towel out 4 yards off the green or off the fairway, but I don't understand how you could blow your Achilles training for golf. It is a ground-based sport. You don't have to pick your feet up at all.
Yeah, but, this isn't Craig Stadler out there. Tiger's an athlete.
I understand that, but what are you doing athletically?
Running.
You don't blow your Achilles running, dude.
A lot of people blow their Achilles stepping off a curb.
Okay. That's not running. Like, if you're just running on natural, like a natural path, like probably running on treadmill or track, like Tiger's not out there running mountains.
I may have blown it during a swing, honestly.
Bob, we've seen football players blow their Achilles in the, non-contact drill.
Yeah, but they're also cutting hard and moving. Why would Tiger Woods
Maybe
be cutting?
Tiger was cutting.
He thought it was going left.
Those
and it was
dog
right.
legs are severe.
Yeah,
that's amazing.
If there was a sports moment where I could go back time, and I'm not to say that I didn't enjoy the hell out of this in 2019. If I could go back and watch that again, knowing what we know now, almost 6 years remaining, and really realize that was it. Yeah. And I think we talked about it knowing after 2019 that was it, but that really looks to be the case now. There's no way.
When was the car crash?
2020? Was it right before COVID?
The low-speed car crash?
That's where I came to the realization that this isn't going to happen again. He almost had his leg amputated.
Yeah, he did. And then he had another back injury after that, correct? And then it's just been, a mess ever since. So, best of luck. Is Scioto hosting the Senior Open next year?
Yeah.
Okay, that'll be tight. That'll be tight on the recovery table to see because that'll be his first Senior Open that he's eligible. And they know that he loves Columbus and he loves Central Ohio. That'll be interesting to see if he can race back the clock next year before that happens.
Can you use a cart?
Sure he can.
You can on the Senior Tour. Can you on the Senior Open?
I think the last time it was there, Daly used a cart.
Of course he did.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, he had to have somewhere to keep his
Diet
cigarettes.
Cokes. Yeah. I think you can get an exemption. And if there's one guy that probably deserves an exemption, go look at his surgery table and see what happens on that. The Buckeye hoop season is on the line tonight. That's next. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. Right now, we are still watching a crash on 33 south of Lancaster. This is right near Logan Lancaster Road. Watch for crews blocking in both directions. And for our friends up in Lewis Center, 23 southbound slightly blocked off in the right shoulder due to a crash just south of Shanahan Road. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your Fan traffic.
Guys, let's talk about something real. Ever had a bad experience in the bedroom that totally threw you off? It messes with your head, your confidence, and suddenly it's all you can think about. Next thing you know, you're avoiding trying altogether because the fear of failure is just too much. That's where Columbus Men's Clinic comes in. For over a decade, their medical providers have been helping men overcome ED and providing hope even when the pills and other treatments have failed. Their proven personalized treatments have some of the highest success rates out there, with results that bring back your confidence and connection. It's important to get your ED treated now so that it doesn't get harder to treat down the road. Columbus Men's Clinic has treatments that online pharmacies only dream about. Tonight is your night for intimacy and connection. Call Columbus Men's Clinic today at 614-300-7400 or visit columbusmensclinic.com. Your consultation is discreet and could be the start of something incredible. 614-300-7400 or visit columbusmensclinic.com. And let's make tonight unforgettable. Columbus Men's Clinic, making it happen.
What does living your best nonstop life mean to you? Cheering on your team at that big game? A music festival with friends? A family vacation? Or maybe a vacation from your family? Live your best nonstop life with low fares and nonstop flights only at Allegiant.com.
Non-stop flights from Columbus to Fort Lauderdale, one way for as low as $44. Must be purchased by 4/24/2025 for travel between 3/13/2025 and 8/17/2025. Seats and dates are limited. Restrictions apply. See Allegiant.com for details.
For 100 years, our passion at Atlas Butler has been helping people. From those who have relied on us for years to those who call us for the first time. For our team, their families, and our community, Atlas Butler is here to keep Central Ohio safe and comfortable with trusted, convenient service. Call today, get it fixed today. That's our pledge to you.
Atlas Butler is at your service. Call 1-800-FURNACE.
Start 2025 with significant growth and earning potential at Uline. Interview for warehouse roles at Uline's March hiring event in Etna, Ohio. Earn reliable income starting from $25 an hour with a $2 night shift increase. And get full health and retirement benefits on day one. Don't wait. Start building a long-term career at a growing company. Sign up for your warehouse interview on Saturday, March 22nd in Etna at uline.jobs. That's uline.jobs.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. Got a car to sell? Germain Toyota of Columbus wants it and will pay you $1,000 over the Kelly Blue Book value. That's right. Germain Toyota Buy Center is making it easier than ever to get top dollar for your ride. No trade-in required, no pressure, just fast, easy cash for your car. Any make, any model, we want it. Stop by Germain Toyota of Columbus today or visit germaintoyota.net to get your free appraisal. Germain Toyota of Columbus on the corner of I-70 and Bryce Road.
You still thinking job change in the new year?
Yeah, I need something that's in high demand and more stable in this economy.
IT?
Yeah, cybersecurity, maybe even AI.
That's what I did.
Really? How?
Went to My Computer Career. You don't need any prior experience, and you could start your new career in a matter of months. A lot of IT pros go to school there, too, to level up.
Sweet. Are classes online or on campus?
Both.
Well, I'll check it out. Thanks.
Make this your year. Take the free career evaluation now at mycomputercareer.edu. Financial aid is available for qualified students.
When you join the plus side with AAA, that's all you'll have to do. Or you could learn to change your own tire.
Hey fam, what's up? Today I'm gonna teach you to change a flat. Before we start, make sure it's not raining, or hailing, or lightning.
Skip the hard work. On the plus side, get more with AAA. Go to AAA.com/plus side.
Michelle Smallman here. Do you want to be at the draft in Green Bay, Wisconsin? Travel Wisconsin is sending 10 lucky fans and a guest to the draft. Experience the thrill of the draft firsthand and make memories that will last a lifetime. Don't wait. Enter Travel Wisconsin's Dream Draft Sweepstakes. Visit travelwisconsin.com/draft to learn how you can win a trip to experience the biggest moment of the offseason. Epic moments that become lifelong memories are waiting to be discovered across Wisconsin. Terms and conditions apply.
For a limited time at Verizon, you can get our best price ever. That's 4 lines on unlimited welcome for just $25 a line per month with autopay plus taxes and fees. You'll also get the new iPhone 16 Pro, 4 of them for the entire family when you trade in up to 4 phones from our top brands. That's a new phone for everyone, only on the network you can count on. Verizon. Visit a store today. 20 monthly promo credits applied over 36 months with a new line on unlimited welcome. In times of congestion, unlimited 5G and 4G LTE may be temporarily slower than other traffic. Domestic data roaming at 2G speeds. Additional terms apply for phone offer. See Verizon.com for details.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. Sports Center.
Good morning, I'm Mark the Shark. The Blue Jackets' 4-game road trip ended last night in New Jersey with a 5-3 loss to the Devils. Columbus went 1-3 on the trip. Last night, New Jersey scored 3 goals in the first period to take a lead too big to overcome for the Jackets, who got a pair of goals from Matthew Olivier. At Lower.com Field, the Crew earned a 2-1 win against LAFC in the second leg of the Concacaf Champions Cup round of 16. Despite the win, the Crew was eliminated after falling 4-2 on aggregate. Jason Russell-Rowe and Diego Rossi scored the goals for Columbus, which led 2-0 at halftime. With just over 9 minutes left in the third quarter in Cleveland, the Cavaliers trailed Brooklyn by 18 points. But the Cavs outscored the Nets 56-33 the rest of the way to pull out a 109-104 victory, their 15th in a row. The Sports Center is sponsored by BMI Federal Credit Union. Enjoy rates as low as 9.9% APR with a Visa Platinum credit card. Apply at bmifcu.org/Visa.
Panic and passion. Is that a motivational quote or the title of an adult romance novel? You're listening to Morning Juice.
Hour 2 for us here on a Wednesday. Coming up here this hour, 7:30 this morning, Dustin Schutte of SI. He's going to be in Indianapolis later for the Big Ten men's basketball tournament. He's going to join the program. We'll talk some Buckeye hoops and Big Ten tournament with him. 8:30 this morning, Steve Helwagen of Bucknuts. And then at 8:47-ish, Columbus Blue Jacket, Erik Gudbranson. He's going to join the program as a different jacket does every single Wednesday.
Keeping you informed about what's trending this morning. It's time for a little re-rack on Morning Juice.
Sponsored by Billiards Plus, the largest selection of pool tables, game furniture, and shuffleboard in Central Ohio. And everything you need for the master griller.
You know, the more I'm thinking about it, I would also like to know how Tiger ruptured his Achilles. I mean, you and I were talking about it during
the break. I just like to see it. I just want to see what happened. Then goes, you know, maybe he stepped on a sprinkler head.
I've done it. I've done that plenty of times.
But I go, how many times when you stepped on the aforementioned sprinkler head were you sober?
I said 0.
I was like, I don't know if Tiger practices drunk. Maybe he does. You know, getting that headspace.
It's a good headspace. Everyone's got their sweet spot.
Have you ever tried going to the driving range drunk? Since you think about how much of your game you probably play.
I try
moderately inebriated.
I try not to really hit balls at the driving range anymore. I think I'm over that phase of my life.
You're not a practice, you're just a player?
Yeah,
no more practice?
Nah, there's no reason to do it.
Game day guy.
Yeah. I just like to fire it up, throw on the seat heater on the drive-in.
How does that feel? That's pretty good.
That's that's a nice 20-minute warm-up on the back.
But make sure you have a couple...
get a few beverages.
Have a couple White Claws in the cup holder so you're drinking...
Before the round.
That's what I'm saying. So you show
roll some putts and then good to go.
That's good. Not even on the driving range. We'll take a breakfast ball and call it a day.
Yeah, I don't think... How many rounds did we play down in Pinehurst? 4? I took 0 practice swings on the entire trip when we were
Really?
None.
Not even
not a single one. We hopped out from the car. It's a 6.5-hour drive, 7 from here. I met my buddy down in Circleville when we drove down.
Limber.
We went to lunch, had a couple of soda pops, got on the tee in like 30-mile-an-hour gale force winds, and that was my first swing of the year.
Well, I guess if there's massive winds like that,
it's not helping.
The practice isn't going to help it.
No, wasn't helping at all.
I'm sure it really helped your spin. Anytime you get that wind, just eats up any type of slice.
The ball is just coming backwards at me.
Yeah, that's
right off the tee box.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, he said, what did he say? I mean, as I was beginning to ramp up my own personal training, that's what happened. I don't know how he did it, but it was really unfortunate that he did. Sharky, there was a Cavaliers last night, 109-104 victory over the Brooklyn Nets. Second 15-game win streak of the season, 30-4 at home this year. I know that game was on the road last night, but still 30-4 at home.
55-10.
55-10, which is the 5th best start to an NBA season ever.
But Beamer,
it was without their dudes.
In their first 14 wins of this 15-game winning streak, they scored at least 110 points in each game. Only got to 109 last night.
Oh.
By the way,
you worried about the offense struggling?
Yeah. The Cavaliers have now, I don't know if they've applied or they've actually gotten the patent, the copyright for Cavalanche.
Have they? Good.
So, Beamer, if you're going to use that word, you have to, I don't know. If you have
to pay Dan Gilbert?
them or credit them or something.
I'm giving them credit in the name, Cavalanche.
Where did you hear that?
I don't remember.
Where do you think you first heard that?
Probably from you.
I wasn't from Shark because
I got it from Beamer.
I think it was one of my buddies. I think it was one of my buddies texted, "Boys, there's a Cavalanche tonight," and then I was like, "That's a great thing. I'm just gonna lump myself onto that thing."
Term Rothman would say, "Glom onto that."
Yeah, really glom onto Cavalanche. But they won last night at the Grizz on Friday. What are they? 8 games up on the Celtics right now? I think in the East.
Yeah.
Okay, we're getting close.
Getting close to getting that top seed in the East.
How many more games do they have left?
Well, 55 and 65 games, 17.
17.
I mean, you got to think, if they've got an 8-game lead, I mean, you get less than 8 games. I mean, and plus, they have the season series on them, don't they?
2-2.
Oh, so it's a split.
Yeah.
I was going to say, I knew they'd won the last
one. They're not gonna blow an 8-game lead at this point. I mean, if they...
Hey, Cleveland sports fan. Hey, Cleveland sports fan. Hey, Eric Reeser just drove off the road driving in.
Yeah, he did.
But Bob,
let's say
the Celtics.
Don't say it anymore.
The Celtics
Don't
go 17-0. The Cavs would have to go 8-9.
Is Shane Bieber starting for you guys on opening day this year?
No, Bieber is
too soon.
Not even throwing yet. What are you talking
I'm just
about?
asking. You made that proclamation last year.
Oh, yeah, look at this.
This is going to be his 5th starting day, most in franchise history, whatever the number you said.
Boom,
Yeah.
got hit by a car.
Yeah. Tommy John, right out of the gates. No, I'm with you on that, Shark. I mean,
I
should
agree
be soon.
with you. But that's the first time I've ever heard a Cleveland sports fan say, no, we couldn't blow that.
It's mathematically possible, very improbable.
Coach, I've seen a lot of improbabilities turn into possibilities, turn into
100%.
outcomes.
But, Bob, they've lost 10 out of
know.
65. Do you think they're going to lose 9 more?
When John Elway got the ball inside the 5-yard line and needing to drive the entire length of the
field. It was at the 2, yeah.
I was just saying inside the 5 to be generous. Did you think that he would traverse the entire field inside of Cleveland Muni Stadium?
The Jets can't score 3 touchdowns in the last 2 minutes of the game, can they?
I mean, yes, that was the worst.
The 2 onside kicks they got back-to-back,
Why?
something crazy.
Why are you guys doing this?
You said it, not me.
No, you're rubbing it in. I'm stating the obvious. They're not going to blow
There's
this.
no way we would blow this save against the Marlins. The champagne's already right here. We've got the cup. We've got the flutes. We're ready to toast. And that's what I'm saying.
We're going to win.
I'm going to turn your mic off.
Okay.
You're the one.
You can do the rest of the show.
Shark, I love you. You're the one that was just like, I loved it, maybe.
I'm just saying they are going to clinch the Eastern Conference. It's a foregone conclusion. I never thought that they, being up 3-1 on the Cubs, that they had that thing clinched. I never thought that John Elway couldn't go 98 yards in 5 minutes. It wasn't like it was 35 seconds. It was 5 minutes, Bob. Come on.
The defense has been pretty good, though.
They had been.
Hey, let's move on to something positive.
Please.
Devils 5, Jackets 3 last night.
That's why it's like, where are we going with this?
There was a good fight back from them. I mean, you're down 3-0 early. That was tough. You got it to 3-2. The Devils pushed it to 4-2.
You got to keep stacking wins.
You got the Golden Knights in town on Thursdays.
That's not an easy
game it's not.
either.
But you got them on the road the last time you faced them, so you should be okay.
Don't bet on it, Bean.
I'm not going to do that.
You heard the secret is they let them go down there, and Dino said let them
do whatever they want.
Get it out. Well, no, because they had to leave. They had their layover night, remember, in Salt Lake.
That's right. It was the wrong layover.
Like, we went the wrong way. Like the layover in Salt Lake, which
everything. 2 nights in Vegas.
Everything closes at 9:30.
That's not fun for anybody. Here was Dino. What happened after they went down 3-0?
We pushed right. Our second period was real good. Obviously, we didn't start very well, but our second period we were all over them. Unfortunately, we gave up that one at the end. But we liked how we pushed in that game. But having said that, it doesn't matter. We got to start better than we did here tonight.
The Crew had a rare win-loss situation last night where they actually won the game 2-1, but on aggregate you lost 4-2.
Sounds like a real Cleveland situation.
I don't know. Yeah, and I'm not sure either. There was a ball that was put maybe in the net by Max Starfson in like the 68th minute, and there's no goal line technology, and there wasn't a camera right down the line, so it looked like it was 3-0 Crew, but they never went back to review it, and we still don't have an answer on that.
The ball has to completely cross the line.
Has to completely cross the back
green.
of the line. Yes.
It's like tennis. Like if it's still nipped, it's still in.
Correct.
That's what she said. But anyway.
It was it was close.
I get you. But how can you explain to me how they don't have a camera on the line?
I don't know.
How there's not like a camera in the net or on the side? I mean, like in the goalpost or whatever?
I'm pretty sure in MLS they do. So I don't know if this is just a Concacaf Champions Cup thing where like goal line review doesn't happen.
They turn them off?
Yeah, pretty much.
Because they don't use them? Like we're not playing in stadiums? Like
that has that technology? Yeah. They never went back to it either on the broadcast. It was like, oh, that was pretty close. Let's just finish the game.
Let's just see how close it was.
No, they never went back to it.
We need more goals.
Yeah. So they won 2-1, but lost 4-2. And that was the very end. It was Denny Bouang at the end, like the 97th minute, because the Crew, like Schulte was up. But
if they would have had that third goal, then they would have just been one goal away.
Well, it would have been tied on aggregate. They would have gone to extra time if it would have finished 3-0.
And one goal away from an outright win.
Correct.
And so the fact that it
just disappeared into the ether.
I don't understand that.
I don't either.
When they're like, oh, yeah, I'm like, let's take another look at this play.
It was close. It was really close. I don't know if it crossed entirely, but it was definitely worth a look. They're at San Diego on Saturday, and then the Buckeye men's basketball team in action tonight, 6 o'clock against Iowa and Indy. 5 o'clock coverage will begin right here on The Fan. If you win tonight, Illinois awaits the winner of this game tomorrow. As of earlier this morning, like 3:30 a.m., Joe Lenardi had the Buckeyes as the last team into the field of 68. So we'll win tonight and just see what happens. Hey, sometimes you need a little quarterback competition. That's next. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. Right now, we are still watching an issue on 23 southbound, just south of Shanahan Road. This is out in Delaware County. Watch for crews blocking that right shoulder. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your fan traffic.
ESPN Bet Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino Columbus is the place to be for all the basketball action. Watch every game at once with over 50 feet of video wall and more than 30 TVs. Endless chances to win big. Show off your jump shot in our King of the Court drawings or create your perfect bracket for a shot at Penn Cash. Enjoy food and bucket specials all tournament long. Guarantee your spot. Reserve a table now at HollywoodColumbus.com. Must be 21. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-589-9966.
There's a new way to surround yourself with savings at Giant Eagle and Market District. Shop Giant Eagle's uncompromising quality at a reliable price with everyday savings. Look for signs throughout the store to find bargains on produce, meat, and more. Visit Giant Eagle to see how easy it is to save.
At NJM Insurance, we like to think of ourselves as a symphony. We start with a foundation of doing the right thing. Then we layer in dedicated reps whose priority is you. Add in excellent discount programs. And last, but certainly not least, we put our policyholders first. And the reason we don't use jingles or mascots is because it's just not us. No jingles or mascots, just great insurance. NJM. Insurance underwritten by NJM Insurance Company and its subsidiaries.
Care Heating and Cooling. Honest technicians, honest pricing. Call 1-800-COOLING.
If you're like most Americans, you've racked up tens of thousands in credit card debt. You're stuck with 20% interest fees, and even the monthly payments, well, they're hard to make. It's insane. Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. The good news is that there is a way out. AFLcash.com. That's AFLcash.com. Advantage First Lending. They specialize in fast, easy access to the equity in your home. Most homeowners have hundreds of thousands of dollars in their home equity. That's your money. AFLcash.com can get it out for you with zero junk fees and zero hassle. You can pay off all those credit cards in just a matter of days. Pay off your car loans too. Cut your monthly expenses by $800 or even $900. I'm telling you, the relief you need, well, it's right there at your fingertips. AFLcash.com or call 844-394-CASH. That's 844-394-CASH. Break out of the credit card debt prison with AFLcash.com.
Equal housing lender. NMLS 1209177. Subject to lender approval. NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
Military veterans and active duty service members, you could become a certified cyber warrior with just 12 weeks of training at My Computer Career. Cybersecurity specialists are in high demand, and IT pros with these skills often enjoy abundant opportunity and a great lifestyle. Protect our people, liberty, and treasured institutions from cyber threats. GI Bill, SkillBridge, and other VA benefits are available to those who qualify. Learn more at mycomputercareer.edu/CWP. That's mycomputercareer.edu/CWP.
When it comes to your roofing, siding, or gutter needs, call Newman Roofing, 614-NEW-ROOF, newmanroofing.com.
Remember all the time you spent with the family around the holidays? That crap is over. Put those feet up. March Madness is coming. From the first four to the final four. Catch all the action on The Fan and ESPN Columbus.
Home values in Columbus are sky high, and you have a ton of equity. Your financial advisor thinks the market has peaked. So if you're thinking about selling, it's time. Except for two things. High interest rates will burn you on a new home loan, and you're not ready to move. Savvy financial advisors suggest Truehold's new Sell and Stay program. It's ingenious because they buy your home now while its value is high, but you can stay in your home as long as you want with an easy, affordable lease. Smart, right? Truehold will make you a solid cash offer, not a lowball offer like the others. It's based on your home's current value. The cash is yours to travel, pay off bills, or secure your retirement. And again, you can stay in your home with a comfortable lease. Truehold covers property taxes, insurance, and maintenance. See how much Truehold will pay for your home today. Call 1-855-300-9993 or visit Truehold.com. The smarter, faster way to cash out your home's value without moving. That's Truehold.com.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty. Do you want to sell your property, however, you need a little help getting through the process? Let's say you have years of belongings in the home. It needs a lot of updating, you're overwhelmed, and you may need help finding a place to go. I will help you. Visit us today at TurboTrackRealty.com or call me now for an all-cash offer and, more importantly, the help you need at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000.
Tough, reliable, and ready to work. You were born that way. Kubota is built that way. Our entire ag lineup, featuring versatile tractors and hay tools, powerful skid steer loaders, and the rugged Sidekick utility vehicle, is designed with the engine of a Kubota and the heart of a farmer. Visit KubotaUSA.com to find a dealer near you.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
We are tracking a lot of sunshine, temperatures up around 70 this afternoon. A few more clouds tomorrow, but your high is still around 70. And then partly cloudy on Friday, high of 75. We are monitoring our next storm that comes in this weekend. Could be looking at a few thunderstorms. I'm meteorologist Dylan Robichaud with your 10 TV weather impact forecast on 97.1 The Fan.
Prime Sports is the official sports book of Morning Juice.
Download the Prime Sports Ohio app today or visit online at primesportsbook.com.
The Fan. Beam has a baby face. Bobby has soft hands. That should not stop you from listening to this show. This is Morning Juice.
Coming up here 7:30 this morning, Dustin Schutte of SI. He's going to join the program. Talk a little postseason basketball with him. Buckeyes in action tonight at 6 o'clock. 5 o'clock coverage begins for us here on The Fan. Very much looking forward to that game. Got to win tonight. Here was Jake Diebler yesterday just talking about this season, kind of what's gone on and what he's looking at in Iowa and who they're leaning on tonight.
Mike is the guy who's had the most experience for us, and the way he's played and kind of backed up what he said, I think has been really impactful. He's not only, talked about it, but he's gone out and played at a high level, which is important, because I think that sends a message to everybody too when he's talking about raising your level and the fun that you can have this time of year. So our leaders need to lead the way with that. Mike has been really good. I think Bruce's leadership has been really good. It's kind of the extent of our deep experience on our team, but I think they've been really good.
If you look at the odds for this game, Bob, they are a 5-point favorite tonight. They are a favorite to not make the tournament. They're minus 205 to miss.
Ooh.
They are plus 150 to make.
Gosh, get a little juice on that 2-1 odds to be out.
Yeah, 1-2 odds to be out.
Yeah, I mean, Jake, do you believe? Do we believe in you? I mean, I think they get in. They got to win.
Can I hold that thought until 8:15 tonight?
Yeah, when does the game start?
6 o'clock.
Yeah, I think 8:15. Hopefully, you would have resolution to that.
Yeah.
I'd like for you to have resolution like 7:50, which means the game's gone as planned. You're feeling good.
Up 15.
Up 15. Couple minutes left. Although you were up by 10 against Indiana.
Yeah.
Probably that 6, 7, 8 minute mark. I mean, you didn't feel great about it, but you had a lead. I was talking to my dad about that last night, and he's like, "They're not going to win this game." He's like, "Look at these dudes in Indiana. They're playing way too hard." He's, "They're not going to quit." And then they didn't. And all of a sudden, they came back and won. Poof, David Copperfield. So they've got to find a way to get one. And this is huge for Deebs. Like in your first season, I mean, the goal was to make the tournament. I'm hoping that that's the
different
case.
team than what he thought he would have at the beginning.
It is. And listen, has Bradshaw played as well as you'd hoped? No. Has Michi Johnson
played all
around? No.
Mm-mm.
So, I mean, you had two big expenditures in NIL that are not contributing to the success of your club.
Yeah.
In a big way. Bradshaw has some, but I don't think he's been as advertised.
Agreed.
I think people thought he was going to come in and be, like a 12-10 type of guy. He really hasn't been. I'll have to look at his numbers.
No, he hasn't. Mm-mm.
And he's been sick. He's been hurt. Yeah, I've said the personal issue earlier in the year.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's a lot of variables that go into that, but I mean, Bruce has been Bruce.
Yeah, Bruce is incredible.
He has been as advertised. And the young guys have been pretty good. And Devin Royals played really well.
It's a great leap year for Devin Royal this year.
Some of the young guys have played really well. And that's, I think, part of the issue with Michi Johnson is the fact that, he was not happy with his role, with how much he was playing. And some of the young guys were playing more. So instead of like, hey, just absorbing that and going, I'm going to take my ball, go home, and try to get another year out of it. At least kind of as how I understand a decent chunk of that, so he could get his redshirt year and have another year of eligibility. But he was being compensated very well to play for Ohio State. And you're on a team that's going to be a tournament team. And like midway of the year, you thought this team could maybe be a 6 seed or something like that. They looked very good, and they've beaten good teams. They've lost. This team has great wins and some horrible losses.
Really bad.
I mean, they beat Kentucky.
He got blown out at home by 20 points against Northwestern.
I mean, but it wasn't even like it was 12-10 and it got stretched.
Oh, it was 35.
It was close to 40 points at one point. I'm watching that like I'm not convinced that I couldn't grab 5 dudes off campus and put out a better effort at some point during that game.
It was bad.
But like then Jake, they get it, they redirect, get a win, against they beat USC, and then they beat USC, and then you felt like they were going to beat Indiana. Like whenever they've about to bottom out, Jake has brought them back, which has been key. Like that to me, he hasn't lost the team. They've avoided just those terrible collapses. And when they've had a couple losses and they strung it together like 3 or 4 wins when they needed them. And so this is going to be big. Can you bring them back to be able to go get this and go get the wins?
Yeah, wins would be nice.
To feel good going into Selection Sunday.
Yeah, wins would be pretty good. All these quarterback news. Yins, whatever.
Wins for Yins.
Hey, speaking of Yins, who's going to be the quarterback of the Pittsburgh Steelers next year?
Mr. Unlimited.
Not him.
No? Aaron?
You have the RELAX in here?
No, I don't. I need to find it.
It's somewhere in there. The fact that we have 2
LAX.
The fact that we have both of the cuts, their most famous.
It's not in there anymore.
Oh, Rothman used to play it all the time.
No, we just got Relax by Frankie Goes to Hollywood.
That's good too. Play that.
I don't even know what this is. This is a song.
Relax.
Oh, okay. I got that. I don't know the YouTube rule, so I can't play more than 10 seconds of it.
But, I mean, that's out of Zoolander, Little Mugatu. Relax, go do it.
Gas fight.
Oh, yeah.
Why not? Here's an idea for the Steelers.
Free gasoline.
What about bringing both of those guys in and having a quarterback competition of your own between the two?
There's a gentleman on Twitter who loves to message me, and we talk, and I think he coached or coaches high school football, and so the guy's knowledgeable about the game. He hates Aaron Rodgers. I think he's a Steelers fan. And he's like, making a big deal about Aaron missing, mini camp and this. And I go, Aaron told them he was going to be gone that week, and they scheduled their mini camp anyway. From the information I've garnered, it's like, hey, I'm going to this deal. I've scheduled this a year out. I won't be here this week. And they're like, okay, well, we're going to have mini camp that week anyway. He's like, okay, well, I'm not going to be here. Just send me the fine. Send me the checks in the mail. So
gonna go hang out with the Sphinx.
Yeah, I mean, listen, Aaron is a unique dude, but here's the reason.
We've gathered that.
And he's like, well, and the other argument is like, him and Garrett Wilson, there was rumblings, he didn't get along with him. I'm like, okay, that's fine. Like, I could see where there's some miscommunications and things maybe weren't as smooth. But you also had Quinnen Williams, who was furious publicly about them letting Aaron walk. I go, if he couldn't play, guys wouldn't be upset. I go, the thing is, Russell's a fraud, and he's not any good. Aaron is a kind of a little bit of a weirdo, and he may not be
a little bit is doing it nice.
Yeah.
I think you can go full weirdo. You can say that.
He's a different bird. Well, I mean, I guess that some of those things I find interesting. Maybe I want to go on a Mother Iowa retreat with him. Does that make me a weirdo, Beam?
Yeah, I think it would. I think yes.
If I want to do a darkness retreat.
Yes, you're a weirdo.
With him. Two dudes, one dark hole.
It's weird. A little weird.
And things are bizarre.
I think you could take the little out of there.
I told you, I have a friend who probably you've heard the whole story off air of the energy infusions and everything else. The
Chief Heart Principles?
Yes, the heart virtues. 6 Chief Heart Virtues. I got to find the email of what they were. They're pretty intense. But, I understand that he's different, but when guys watch him throw the football, and he's still good around his teammates, like Aaron isn't somebody that's bad to be around. Like his teammates still enjoy him. He's just a little bit of he's a different, if he was an artist, no one would think anything of this. But if he was if he was the bassist for Maroon 5, people
are a little weird.
You're just weird because you think musicians, they're just creative, people that live in that creative deal, it's a little different. Whereas Aaron is a football player, and so you have a structure of how.
I think if he took his ear off, I don't think I'd be so surprised about it.
Yeah, but people view those realms like this is the silo that you're supposed to fit in, and Aaron doesn't really fit in that, and that's okay. I'm not saying that everybody has to. And I'm not saying that I would endorse and wanted to live and do the things he's done. Maybe I'd like to try it. Sounds interesting. Like I said, I've got a friend that probably has walked down that path. I don't know if he's coming back from it. Once you start going down that path, Beam, it's a long, long journey.
It's hard to get him back.
It really is hard to get him back. But it's kind of like going through that black hole in Interstellar, Beam. It gets a little weird. Things get a little creepy on the other side. But gosh, that was jarring, by the way. There was a lot of things in Interstellar, but his teammates still know that he can throw the ball. I understand he blew his Achilles, and he can't run like he used to. And he wasn't just stepping back, by the way. He was planting to accelerate to avoid a rush. But he can still whip it, and he can still see it. And so as long as he can do those things, if you're the Pittsburgh Steelers, 90% of those guys will take him because the alternative is what? Mitch Trubisky? Russell Wilson?
I don't even know if Mitch is still there. He's in Buffalo, I think.
Yeah, of course. But who else are you going to get?
Yeah, because you lost out on Fields. He's gone.
That's what I'm saying. Kirk Cousins is apparently signing in Cleveland.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Daniel Jones just signed with the Colts. Darnold's gone. He's out in Seattle.
Who are you going to get? If you're a veteran 8-year, 9, if you're TJ Watt, do I want to waste a year?
Cam Hayward?
Do I want to be Cam Hayward? Do I want to play and be like Myles Garrett where we're willing out, the Casey and the Sunshine Band to go play quarterback for us?
Yeah, Mason Rudolph.
I mean, my goodness. Give me a viable option back there.
By the way, Aaron Rodgers odds to sign with the Steelers -175. Rustler 1-1. That's where it's at. So it's pretty close.
Aaron's touchdown interception, his numbers were not bad last year. They weren't great for him, but they weren't bad. And he was on a team with no offensive line and some issues.
Rustler to sign in New York, 1-1. Aaron to sign in New York for the Giants, 2-1.
Okay.
So a little bit better odds for him to join the Steelers than the Giants as of right now. Dustin Schutte of SI, he's going to join us from Indy. We'll talk some Big Ten men's basketball tournament with him coming up here in 2 minutes. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan Traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there and happy Wednesday. Still watching crews clear out an issue on 23 southbound, just south of Shanahan Road. We've got the right shoulder blocked off. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stutterwald with your Fan Traffic.
At Progressive, we understand the bond you have with your boat. It's why people name theirs.
I named my boat Sure Don't. Get it? The other day when my friend said, "Hey Larry, you want to head back in? It looks like it might rain." I said, "Sure don't." I guess they didn't get it because they didn't laugh.
Whatever you call your boat, protected by insuring it with Progressive, America's #1 boat insurer. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. #1 rating based on boat market share data from refilings.com.
Relief from hip and back pain can be a reality when you work with the experts on a mobility and flexibility routine. That's why Stretch Lab was founded. Pro athletes and sports fans alike love Stretch Lab for our customized one-on-one assisted stretch sessions. Discover the difference a good stretch can make, because when your body moves better, you feel better and live better. Visit your local Stretch Lab today or go to stretchlab.com and use code FAN10 to get up to 50% off your first 50-minute stretch. Plus, receive an additional $10 off.
For a limited time at Verizon, you can get our best price ever for a single line. Just $45 per month when you bring your phone, which is less than you spend on Too Tired to Cook takeout every week. Get one line on Unlimited Welcome for $45 per month with autopay plus taxes and fees. Visit your local Columbus Verizon store by April 2nd to save. $20 monthly promo credits applied over 36 months with a new line on Unlimited Welcome. In times of congestion, unlimited 5G and 4G LTE may be temporarily slower than other traffic. Domestic data roaming at 2G speeds. Additional terms apply.
Morning Juice is sponsored by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Fast, sustainable weight loss without medication. Awaken 180 Weight Loss.
A radio show hosted by two former football players, one slightly more successful than the other. You're listening to Morning Juice.
Hey, coming up 1 hour away from right now, Steve Helwagen of Bucknuts. He's going to join the program. Talk all things Buckeyes. By the way, spring ball beginning Monday here for the Buckeyes. So we'll talk
about
to
a St. Patty's Day spring ball start.
How's that sound for those guys?
When I played, it would have sounded rough. They do practice in the morning though, so that does open up the afternoon.
Do they practice the next morning?
Let me check the schedule. I used to have the schedule locked in. I don't quite as well anymore because they changed it up this year.
Right now, we head out to the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. Check with our guy of SI. He is Dustin Schutte. Dustin, thanks for the time, buddy. Always good to talk to you. We were just talking about the Buckeyes and the Hawkeyes tonight. Is it as simple for you, and you're going to be in Indy a little bit later on, catching all the basketball madness happening in Indy. Is it as simple for you as the Buckeyes win this game and they're in the field of 68, or do you think they need more to their resume? Thanks for the time, buddy.
Yeah, not a problem. Always happy to join. It's such an interesting question heading into this game. I think if they win tonight, they're probably on the right side of the bubble because just checking recently, I think both Mike DeCourcy and Joe Lunardi have Ohio State as the last four in. So you would think that a win tonight against Iowa would probably keep them in that spot. I don't know if they're going to elevate above that. Those last four in. But I think if they're able to win tonight and then they move on and they win their next game, then against Wisconsin, I think it is, then I do think that that's a lock. Like, I think you feel really good if you're able to win two games in the Big Ten tournament. So I don't want to say, I think there's still some projections out there that have the Buckeyes on the outside looking in right now. Certainly if you have to win tonight. Right? Like, if you lose tonight, I think you're on the outside looking in of the NCAA tournament. So if you win tonight, you feel a little bit better. But I think if you're able to beat Wisconsin, win two games in the Big Ten tournament, then I think you're a lock to get in, even if it is one of those first four games.
What's the ceiling for this team? Because we've seen them win some big ones, look really good, and we've watched them look really bad at times, and a lot of in between. But what do you think the potential ceiling is for the Bucks?
I mean, I think if you are able to get a good matchup, then I don't think good matchups, I should say. I don't think the Sweet 16 is out of the realm of possibility, but I think if you're Ohio State, considering the season you've had, like it's just been a struggle with consistency. Like you said, Bobby, at times this team has looked really good. I mean, they were able to beat Kentucky on a neutral site. They went into Mackey Arena and had a phenomenal second half and beat Purdue on the road. So they've had some good wins on that resume, but then you have a 21-point loss to Northwestern. And they blew some games against Indiana, both at home and on the road. So I think if they're able to get the right matchups, I don't think the Sweet 16 is out of the realm of possibility, but I also think that if you're able to get into the NCAA tournament and get to that second round, to that round of 32, I think you feel pretty good about this season. Now, I know they had higher expectations. I know they got a lot of talent. Guys like Bruce Thornton, Devin Royal are really good basketball players, so I think the expectation was with Jake Diebler taking over, maybe this was a Sweet 16 team that they might be a lock. But I think the way the season has gone and kind of some of that inconsistency that they've played with, if you're able to get to that round of 32, to me, I think that that's a win for this team.
He is Dustin Schutte of SI with us here on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. Dustin, for you, I mean, is it Sparty against the rest of the field as we now enter the month of March, or is this an open tournament for you beginning tonight in Indy?
Yeah, I if you were asking me if I would take Michigan State or the field, I think I'm taking Michigan State. And it's not just the fact that they won the Big Ten and they finished the league with 17-3. Like, this is a team that has 10 different guys that can beat you. I mean, they rank in the top 20 in opposing field goal percentage. They're fourth in bench points. They're fourth in fast break points. They're third in rebound margin. Like, this is a very unselfish team and a team that knows how to do their role. Like, those individuals are very unselfish. They know what they're asked to do, and they just have so many different guys that can beat you on a given night. One night it might be Cohen Carr, another night it might be Trey Holloman. Jace Richardson comes off the bench as one of their top leading scorers. So to me, this Michigan State team has played really well from the start of the season moving forward, and they just have so many weapons. And I think that that's the other aspect of this, right? Like, when you're in this sort of tournament format, when you have 10 guys, you can keep those guys fresh. And so I think that's a huge element in this too. So the fact that they have the double bye, they have 10 different guys, they're ranked statistically in the top 20 in so many different categories in college basketball this season. I do think that Michigan State's probably going to be your Big Ten regular season and Big Ten tournament title champion.
How many teams from the Big Ten you think get in?
Well, I think you probably are. I'm going to say 9 or maybe 10. Like, Ohio State on that 10 line is interesting. But I think at this point Indiana is in with the way that they finished the season. I think the Hoosiers are in a really good spot to get in. Even if they lose tonight, I still think they may be on that last 4 in mark. If Ohio State is able to beat Iowa tonight, and then, like I said, if they're able to get Wisconsin, they're a lock to get in my opinion. But so I think we're looking at probably 10 teams in the Big Ten this season, which that's fewer than it's been in the past. About half the league getting in. So I think you feel good about. I think you feel really good about 9 teams. If Ohio State wins tonight, then I think you feel a little bit better about 10. So we'll see. But it's Indiana came on strong at the right time, and so I think that's a big reason why you're going to see that many teams in this year.
Dustin, I know you cover the Boilermakers of Purdue. What are you expecting out of them in this tournament? And then as you get into next week's NCAA tournament, because, I mean, a couple of years ago it was the 16 seed loss to Farley Dickinson, and then you guys went all the way to the national championship last year, lost to a really good Connecticut team. What do you kind of make of the Boilers here this March?
Yeah, I mean, this is a team that's struggling right now. They've lost 5 of their last 7 games. They were at one time atop the Big Ten standings. And really, it's been on the defensive end. Like, they still are one of the top teams in the country in terms of their offensive efficiency and their ability to shoot the 3 ball, but they've just been giving up points in bunches. I mean, they scored 84 at home and lost to Wisconsin. They were able to score 80 on the road against Illinois and lost. So I will say this, though. I do think, even as the number 6 seed, I do think Purdue's path is favorable because they would play in that Thursday night game. They'll play either Rutgers or USC. Those are 2 teams that they handled pretty thoroughly throughout the regular season. They win that. They get Michigan, a team that they almost beat in Ann Arbor, but throttled them at Mackey Arena earlier this season. So I think that they have a really good path to the semifinal. Obviously, then the semifinal game gets a little bit tougher playing a Maryland team that I think has been maybe undervalued or underrated throughout the course of this season. They're playing some really good basketball right now. An Illinois team that is capable of lighting it up at any moment. Like, Illinois might be the most interesting team. So I'm getting off the Boilers there a little bit, but that's a team that shoots like the 4th most threes and makes the 330th or something ridiculous like that. So that's a team that can light it up at any point. But I think, to me, like, you have the amount of talent, and I know they lost Zach Edey, Mason Gillis, Lance Jones, but when you have the amount of talent returning with Braden Smith, Fletcher Loyal, Trey Kaufman-Wren, Caleb First, this was a team that I think many thought was going to be a lock to get to the Sweet 16, maybe even make a Final Four run. And the way they've played recently, like, you just hope that they were able to win their first game. So we'll see how this Big Ten tournament goes for them. They are frustrated and disappointed they weren't able to win a third straight Big Ten regular season title. So they get a week off to recalibrate here, reset expectations, and we'll see if they're able to make a deep Big Ten tournament run. And then in March, anything can happen. I still think that this is a team that can get to the Elite Eight, but they've got to play better on the defensive end here if they want to go a long way in March.
Where do you rank Selection Sunday on your best sports calendar days of the year?
Oh, boy. You know what? I'm going to say number 2 because Masters Sunday is probably my favorite day of the week, or the favorite day of the sports calendar. So it's up there, but I still like the Masters on Sunday, especially if it's a heated race down that on that final stretch. Like there's nothing better in my opinion.
Buddy, always appreciate the time. Thanks for hopping on with us here this morning. Have a safe drive over to Indy. Enjoy the hoops throughout the weekend, and we'll check in with you again soon. All right.
All right, thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Enjoy the tournament.
There he goes, our good friend of SI, Dustin Schutte, with us here on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. Whole heck of a lot to be juiced about here on this Wednesday. We do that next. Morning Juice right here on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. Right now, we are not watching any crashes across your central Ohio roadways. An issue we are watching on 23 up in Lewis Center has cleared up. Busy on 33 on the southeast side. Make it a great day. I'm 10 TV's Amy Steigerwald with your Fan traffic.
Everyone deserves a fast and reliable connection. One that helps better their everyday through the things they value most. Friends and family, education and career. A connection that opens pathways to opportunity and builds roads to a better future. At Spectrum, we're committed to delivering just that every single day. Because with the right connection, anything is possible. That's Life Unlimited. That's Spectrum.
Need inspiration? Shop Kroger for mouth-watering meals and appetizing ingredients. Our low prices add up to big savings, plus over $600 in digital coupons each week, and up to $1 off per gallon at the pump. At Kroger, you always get big flavors and big savings. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Fuel restrictions apply.
We've lowered prices. You can save 15% or more on hundreds of items like Thomas Mini Bagels, Campbell's SpaghettiOs, and more. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Hey there, friends. Bo Bishop here. Who's cutting down the nets this year? Get in on all the tournament action at ESPN Bet Sportsbook. Go from tracking the latest upsets to placing bets in just a few taps. All tournament long, new customers can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet Sportsbook app. Sign up with the promo code Radio100 to get started today. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details.
Bring the thrill of the stadium to your wallet with the Love My Crew checking account from Pathways, the only checking account that rewards you for being a Crew fan. Pathways Financial Credit Union, your true financial partner. Federally insured by NCUA.
Are you feeling tired, slower, or achier than you used to? You might think it's just age, but it could be low testosterone. At Columbus Men's Clinic, they've helped thousands of men who didn't realize their symptoms were caused by declining testosterone levels, a problem that's becoming a new norm in American men. Columbus Men's Clinic refuses to accept this new normal. They're committed to restoring testosterone to healthy levels so you can feel like yourself again, whether at home, in the gym, at work, or in the bedroom. For years, their medical provider has delivered testosterone therapy tailored to each man's needs. No one-size-fits-all solutions, just real science-backed results delivered by discreet local experts. Imagine more energy, sharper focus, and newfound confidence. A same-day testosterone check and consultation is just $99. Call 614-300-7400 or visit ColumbusMen'sClinic.com today. Your prime years aren't over. They're just waiting to be unleashed. Columbus Men's Clinic, making it happen.
Get your furnace fixed fast. Call Care Heating and Cooling, 1-800-COOLING.
It's the most wonderful time of the year. It's time to sign up for the Fan at 10 TV Bracket Challenge.
Sponsored by Mountain Dew, Ohio bottled, Buckeye bold.
The most accurate bracket takes home 1,000 smackers. Reserve your spot now and compete against your favorite fan and 10 TV personalities. And compete against the ones you hate, too. Head to 971thefan.com for all the fun. Yay! March is fun. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
The Fan Poll is brought to you by Caster Connection. Visit CasterConnection.com to shop online or to work with our Caster Solution Specialists.
Heading to work? Keep listening to the guys at the office.
Stream the show at 971thefan.com or download the Fan app.
This is Morning Juice.
Hey, just a friendly reminder. You can always listen to the podcast wherever you get your podcasting platforms at. The Morning Juice podcast is sponsored by Prime Sports. Download the Prime Sports Ohio app today or visit online at primesportsbook.com. Use promo code JUSTSPORTS for a welcome bonus of up to $100.
What's got you juiced?
Sponsored by Newman Roofing. Call Newman Roofing today at 614-NEW-ROOF or visit online at newmanroofing.com.
All right, Bob, big Wednesday, buddy. What's got you fired up today?
It's juice to see you, Beam.
That's great
see
to
you
be
back in the saddle, work with you for a day, and then I'll be out for a couple here. See you next week.
Shit just ships in the night.
Yeah, it's all right. You know, strangers in the night. There's a song about that, Shark. But being back, you'll get a chance to see you. Obviously, your son being sick is not great.
I was supposed to be back yesterday.
Yeah. Had
different plans.
Well, you know what? The best laid plans, Beam.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they say. So, juiced up about that. I mean, we're in the spring break for Ohio State right now. They start back on Monday, so juiced about that. Going down to the Bahamas for a couple of days with family for a little abbreviated spring break for them, so they can enjoy some of that. So we'll be taking off tomorrow. Don't worry, we'll be back next week, ready to rock and roll. So exciting. Excited about that. And Beam, I had this little nugget queued up yesterday. I was like, Beam loves him some good Goggins.
I love a Goggins.
So I'm going to save this one for you today so you get the chance to listen to a little David Goggins.
You're setting goals. You know you can reach. And when you do that, that fear, that insecurity, that doubt, that's where you grow. He's not getting that. You must always set goals that you think you cannot achieve. And then there you get better. Stay hard.
What's he doing in that video?
He's running, of course. Like,
I know he's not just standing there talking.
No, he's always running or lifting.
Carrying a log.
It's amazing that he can keep that he can talk that clearly while running at probably like a 7-minute mile pace.
And also being on mile 200.
Yeah, and it's amazing. So, all that. And then also, Beam, it feels like stinking spring out here, and we got our flowers coming up. I saw some of those in spring, Beam. It's always about new beginnings, fresh starts, new opportunities. Sometimes one door closes, another door opens, and the spring kind of feels like there's that opportunity there. So excited to take on the spring and a new. I guess, it's not a new calendar year, but it feels like a new spring. Always feels like the rolling over the next year.
A new zest for life.
The new zest for life and the new opportunities and everything else. And, sometimes things don't work out the way that you want them to, and then you get the chance to try something new. So the spring is sometimes the time for that. Shark, I was in the sauna with this dude for 35 minutes yesterday. He kept trying to get out. I go, just suck it up and eat the heat.
Do hard things.
Do hard things. And I almost passed out in there. I shut the little vents on it and everything. It was like 230 degrees. He didn't like that. But my man, Anthony Frederick Schlegel, what's he got to say?
Taysom Hill with an M, not Taysom, but Taysom Hill.
How about Payson?
Or Payson. Payson and Payson. I don't know. Now you got me confused.
To this day,
he was like so certain. I'm like, it's
to this day, I don't know what his name is. I know it's Taysom Hill, but every time I say Taysom Hill, it sounds wrong.
You have to think.
Yeah.
Taysom. Payson. The Cleveland Cavaliers have been around for 55 years. 55. The old double nickel. They have won the Central Division 8 times. First time was in 1976. All right? Then they won 6 division titles in 11 years when LeBron was in Cleveland. And they clinched a division title last night. Still a month to go in the season, and they've already clinched. It's the first time that they've won a division title without LeBron in 49 years. I was a sophomore in high school, little fuzzy-cheeked sophomore in 1976. That's pretty unbelievable. Cavs 55-10, by the way. 5th best start in NBA history. I haven't really talked about Tiger Woods in the last few days, but he keeps popping into my feeds. I don't know how that works. Maybe I was thinking
Achilles
about
keeps popping too.
His Achilles did rupture, Bob. I don't think you have to make jokes about it. It's the greatest golfer of all time. Well,
greatest golfer of all time is from Columbus, Ohio.
That's right. Upper Arlington Golden Bear. Anyway.
That sign when you walk into the Ohio State Golf Club is pretty sweet.
Yeah.
That's pretty amazing.
I mean, when you get a street sign named after you, that's a big deal. But we always marvel at Wayne Gretzky's dominance, Tiger Woods' dominance. Will Chamberlain, probably not the greatest basketball player that ever lived, but certainly the most dominant. And
wait, you talking about the court or the bedroom?
Both.
Okay.
And golf isn't one-on-one. This isn't like
Wilt
tennis
played a lot of one-on-one.
Golf.
Maybe 3-on-1.
Golf, every tournament, you're facing 143 other golfers or 155 other golfers. And, yeah, Jack Nicklaus may be the greatest golfer ever, but Tiger was the most dominant. I came across some of these stats.
You could just spend days looking at them.
In their first 22 majors, Jack won 7, Tiger won 8, which is hard to believe. More than a third of his first 22 majors. In their first 22 majors, Nicklaus was a combined 40 over par. Woods was minus 81.
Dude, that first Masters he won, he was like 22 under.
He was the 2001 U.S. Open at Pebble, where I think it was Retief Goosen or Ernie Els finished at like +1. Tiger was at like minus 11.
Okay, I was thinking the 97 Masters when he finished 15 under.
That was a bloodbath,
I
too.
thought second place was like +1 or -1. I mean, he just blew away the field. But listen to this. In the 4 majors that Tiger won in a row, we call it the Tiger Slam. That was in 2000 and 2001. He took 55 fewer strokes than his nearest competitor. Here's another one. From 1997 through 2009, there were 52 golfers with 100 or more rounds in major championships. Ernie Els had the 3rd best score in that span. He was a combined 118 over par. Phil Mickelson had the 2nd best score, +99. Tiger Woods was number 1 at -134. He was 233 strokes better in that span than the 2nd best golfer. And now it's all over. It's all over for Eldrick. His career is over. Maybe he'll play in the Seniors Tour, Champions Tour. I hope so, Beam.
I'm looking at the 2000 U.S. Open at Pebble. Tiger, after the first round, just to give you a little clue, Tiger was at 6 under par. Miguel Angel Jimenez was at 5 under. There were a couple behind him at 4 and 3. After the second round, Tiger was at 8 under. Miguel Angel Jimenez and Thomas Bjorn were at 2 under. After the third round, Tiger was at 8 under. Ernie Els was at 2 over. And then when you got to the final round, Tiger was at 12 under. Miguel Angel Jimenez and Ernie were both at +3. So, I mean, 15 strokes. 15 shots.
In a U.S. Open. That's almost
in a U.S. Open where every single other player in the field was over par.
Yes.
I mean,
well, and in that 97 Masters, Bob, Tiger shot a 40 on the front 9 on day 1, and then a 30 on the back 9, and then blew the field away.
That was a pretty good 70 out of him. What's got me fired up? Got back from a golf trip. It was awesome. Second time I've been down to the Pinehurst area to play golf. Couldn't recommend it highly enough. I mean, it's beautiful down there.
Cost you an arm and a leg.
Yeah, it's not the cheapest vacation in the world, but it was worth it. It's my second time I played Tobacco Road. Shark, have you heard of Tobacco Road at all?
Well, I've heard of it in North Carolina, Durham, Chapel Hill, and Raleigh.
Wacky Tobacco
So
Road.
it's a golf course that was designed by Mike Strands, and you should look it up. I don't know what sort of either recreational or maybe medicinal drugs that he was taking when he designed this place. It's unlike anything I've ever seen in my life before. I mean, it is a
hybrid that Carl Spackler was talking about.
He must have been some sort of zoysia and other combo of grass that he was on. But I got to see it.
Come on, it's not more unique than like Chambers Bay.
Yes, it is.
Really?
1,000% it is. I've played Chambers Bay. That's a unique golf course. Tobacco Road blows it out of the water. It's not even close. You want to talk about Mickey Mouse Club? You don't even know where the ball's going half the time you hit it over blind shots. You're like, I don't know if that's good or not. You go up there, 2 balls looked exactly the same, like off the club face. One was off the green 70 yards away. The other one was like 2 feet. I'm like, I don't know what happened here. I would love to play it again, though. It was so much fun. And then we played Todd Hill Farm, which was also designed by him. A little less than Tobacco Road, but also still just a monster golf course. So I had a great time. It was fun getting back. And then Willie was sick yesterday, but some good news on that front. Looks like he's turning the corner this morning. And also the Buckeyes are leaning on their leaders tonight. That's next. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there and happy Wednesday. Still watching no major issues across your Central Ohio roadways, but getting busy coming in from Groveport on 33 and on I-71 as you make your way onto 670. I'm 10 TV's Amy Steigerwald with your fan traffic.
Are you turning 65? Are you looking for Medicare Advantage coverage? Great news! The Ohio State Health Systems and Mount Carmel Health Systems are in our provider network. Aetna has Medicare Advantage plans that include prescription drug coverage with a $0 monthly plan premium. Plus, the plans include benefits like dental, vision, and hearing. Call Aetna today at 1-888-76-AETNA to learn more. One of our licensed agents will answer your call. Call today, 1-888-76-AETNA. Aetna Medicare is an HMO PPO plan with a Medicare contract. Our D-SNPs also have contracts with state Medicaid programs. Enrollment in our plans depends on contract renewal. Plan features and availability may vary by service area. Participating healthcare providers are independent contractors and are neither agents nor employees of Aetna. The availability of any particular provider cannot be guaranteed, and provider network composition is subject to change. Other physicians, providers are available in our network.
At Diamonds Direct, our experts go the extra mile to ensure you have the tools to say I do with absolute confidence. Our promise to you is a completely risk-free shopping experience rooted in transparency, education, and integrity. No pressure, no intimidation, just clarity and confidence in your purchase. But we're about more than just price. Everything is backed by our exclusive guarantees. Put our tools to the test against any competitor, and our expert staff will ensure you get the very best overall value and unforgettable experience. Learn more at DiamondsDirect.com. Diamonds Direct, your love, our passion.
In-betweens are made for pizza. In between meals, meetings, thoughts, that's pizza time. Stop at Speedway and get 2 hot, delicious slices of pizza and a Mountain Dew 20-ounce for $5 with Speedy Rewards. The convenience stores of Speedway. Valid through 4/29/25. See app for full terms.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. And listeners, they're always asking me about QC Kinetics treatments. They want to know if they should consider it for their joint pain. Well, if you're wondering if you could be a good candidate, let's say the answer is yes to any of these questions. First, is your quality of life impacted by chronic pain, knees, hips, back, shoulders, other joints, trouble sleeping, walking, day-to-day movement? Next, do you want to avoid surgery? Because I did. I didn't want to deal with it. And all of the pain, the long recovery, and the uncertain time that comes with it. Here's the best part. Most importantly, do you miss doing things you love because the joint pain is holding you back? whether that's walking, jogging, hanging out with loved ones. If you answered yes to any of those, I'd bet you're a great candidate. So do not wait. Call QC Kinetics right now and ask for their free consultation. Learn how the latest advances in regenerative medicine can get you lasting pain relief with no drugs, no surgery, no downtime. They're located in Dublin, Gahanna, or you can go to qckinetics.com/Columbus or call 380-208-4544.
Another reason to choose Hinderer Motor Company for your next vehicle. This is Justin Hinderer. Every vehicle comes with a lifetime powertrain warranty, award-winning service, and our exclusive Carvenience. We pick up your vehicle, service it, and return it so you save time and enjoy peace of mind. That's Carvenience. At Hinderer Motor Company, we take care of everything so you can drive worry-free. See why we're the best choice for your next new or used car by visiting HindererMotorCompany.com.
Welcome to Tire Discounters.
Thanks. I gotta warn you, I drive a hard bargain.
Okay.
So let's hear your first offer.
Well, how about with any 4-tire purchase, we'll give you a free alignment.
Man, I'm good. All right, let's do it before you change your mind.
And we'll also give you a free oil change.
Ha! I can't believe I talked you into this deal. Sometimes I amaze even myself.
Don't tell accounting. But with any 4-tire purchase at Tire Discounters, you get a free alignment and a free full synthetic oil change. See store for details.
When it comes to your roofing, siding, or gutter needs, call Newman Roofing. 614-NEW-ROOF. NewmanRoofing.com.
A great lawn is like a great sports team. It takes expertise and a little extra care to really stand out. That's where True Green comes in. They're the official lawn care treatment provider of the PGA Tour, so they know a thing or two about keeping grass looking like a fairway. It's more affordable than you think, and they'll even match any competitor's price. Plus, True Green backs it all up with a satisfaction guarantee. Head to TrueGreen.com today. Let the pros do the work while you sit back and enjoy the results.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With the Capital One Venture X card, you earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy. Plus, you get premium benefits at a collection of luxury hotels when you book on Capital One Travel. And with Venture X, you get access to over 1,000 airport lounges worldwide. Open up a world of travel possibilities with the Capital One Venture X card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. Sports Center.
Good morning, I'm Mark the Shark. The Devils led the Blue Jackets 3-0 after the first period in New Jersey. Columbus rallied to get within 3-2, but the Devils wound up winning 5-3. Matthew Olivier scored a pair of goals for the Jackets. Kirill Marchenko had the other, his 25th of the season. The Columbus Crew's journey in this year's Concacaf Champions Cup didn't last long. Last night at Lower.com Field, Columbus beat LAFC 2-1 in the second leg of their round of 16 series, but LAFC wins on aggregate 4-2 to advance to the quarterfinals. The Cavaliers played without Donovan Mitchell, DeAndre Hunter, and Ty Jerome, yet still found a way to beat the Nets 109-104 in Cleveland. That gives the Cavs their second 15-game winning streak of the season. Darius Garland scored 18 of his 30 points in the fourth quarter. The Sports Center is sponsored by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. It's great to have goals. It's even better to have experts to help you attain those goals. Experts in weight loss. Awaken180weightloss.com.
Keep on swiping that card, baby. Keep on swiping that card. Charge it to winning. This is Morning Juice.
Hour 3 for us here on a Wednesday. Busy 8 o'clock hour for us. Coming up here 8:30 this morning, Steve Helwagen of Bucknuts. He's going to join the program only a few days away from Buckeye Spring Ball beginning on Monday, St. Patrick's Day. And then around 8:46-ish, 8:47, Columbus Blue Jacket, Erik Gudbranson. He's going to join the program, talk a little CBJ with him.
Keeping you informed about what's trending this morning. It's time for a little re-rack on Morning Juice.
Sponsored by Billiards Plus, the largest selection of pool tables, game furniture, and shuffleboard in Central Ohio. And everything you need for the Master Griller.
So I was supposed to be back yesterday. I just showed you the picture of what was going on at my house.
Which I've seen them all, man. It's one time I asked my wife, I said, as Cora's like, do you think our kid's Hannibal Lecter? Like, just the...
I'm telling you, it looks like a straight-up crime scene.
Yeah.
What food were you eating? Red.
Red.
That's what I was eating yesterday.
Either maybe human flesh, some berries, maybe some tomatoes, something that is going to give that nice, sharp red hue beam that you love to see.
So we left about 7 a.m. on Monday. Bob, it's 6-hour drive to Circleville from Pinehurst and then, 45-minute drive back home. I was slated to be home at, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, 1:30-ish, depending on the time, how fast we were able to make up some time.
Why were you trying to get back faster?
Well, I didn't know this was going on. I didn't know that this was happening inside of our house. So, I had texted Schlegs.
You shouldn't text Meredith. Hey, how's everything going back there?
When did I text Schlegs? 8 o'clock in the morning? It was during the show. I'm like, hey, buddy, you good for tomorrow live at 6:30? I'm going to come back. Everything's good. I get a text from Meredith at, 9:30 in the morning. She goes, I'm home now. William is thrown up. It's all over the place. She sends me a picture. I'm like, first of all, that's disgusting. That's awful. How's he feeling? He was so shell-shocked because, outside of being a baby, and spitting up all the time, he has never thrown up before.
Scary.
So this is the first time that he threw up. He refused. Our babysitter was at the house. She walked in, was looking at him like, oh, let's get you out of there. He refused to leave the crib.
Conscience objector.
Mayor left work. Mayor got home. He refused to leave the crib. He was terrified of what was going on.
Probably smelled really good too.
Oh God! Even when I walked in the house early Monday afternoon, because it was nice out, we were airing the house out, Lysol and all kinds of different cleaning products on the ground. It smelled like yak. He was just not in a good place, and so I'm like, all right, well, if he's sick, let me take the day on Tuesday, just in case. Babysitter doesn't need to be around that with a very sick kid. He got up. It was probably 7 o'clock. Had maybe or maybe not gone to the bathroom, threw his sleep sack.
Oh, yeah.
Had to give him the bath upon waking up. Did that after his nap. Did that after his nap yesterday, too. So we crushed through a bunch of Toy Stories yesterday.
Yep.
Wasn't eating really anything. Had some applesauce and a banana.
You guys are awakened together.
Yeah, we are. And so
How
last
about your
night,
diet? I'm sure you were really hungry yesterday.
Oh, God, no thanks. Pass. Hard no.
The smell of fecal matter and vomit really helps amp that appetite.
Just disgusting. And then last night it was 6:30. We had eaten dinner. He'd been all right. Mayor took him on a little bit of a walk. I was cleaning up the remnants of what was left in the house, getting a garbage bag together, getting it way to the curb, throw it. We should have. We should have done that. And so he gets inside 6:45 after dinner last night. I'm like, hey, buddy, do you want to take a bath? What do you want to do? No bath.
No bath.
No bath.
Too many baths already.
I'm like, do you want to read a book? No book. I'm like, do you want to go to bed? No bed. I'm like, I think we're going to put you to bed. He was just aimlessly wandered around the house for 15 minutes, just from room to room, just
tired,
not really
dehydrated.
Yeah, there's nothing. Tried to pump some Pedialyte into him. Medicine. He would take a sip, let it roll off of him. I'm like, dude, just take a drink of it.
Easy there, Biden, just dripping down his face.
No, he likes to drink out of water bottles. We put it into a water bottle because that would be fun. Would take a drink, just have it roll down.
He's probably scared to ingest anything.
It was a mess.
Yeah, that's brutal, Beam. I'll tell you this: the times where I would wake up and you hear your kids crying in the middle of the night.
It's always an alert. It's all red alarm.
Okay, you're 99, probably 9 times out of 10, you're good. And then you get that one time where you start approaching the room and you can start to smell
it before you see it.
Am I walking into the bathroom at Outer Inn right now, or am I going into my kid's bedroom? Because the smell is about the same. The smell of either a strong scent of fecal matter, which means it's definitely escaped a diaper, or B, the smell of curdled milk. My kids always drink milk before bed, and whatever the heck else we had for dinner.
Red.
We had red for dinner. And you're looking, in the summer, I used to just literally take everything up. I'd take it outside. I'd bet Court, get him in the bath. I'd start the bath, get him in there, get the clothes off. And I'd take everything downstairs and just take dish soap and throw it on things and get the hose out and start spraying. But the thing was, in the winter, you can't do that.
No, hose is unplugged.
Well, at least now it's nice. So you're kind of getting to that element because that was the only viable solution. I'll never forget this. My stinking dad, I wanted to kick his butt. We were playing, it was, I think, the last game of the year. Had to have been because it was after Halloween when I was helping him coach, playing Reynoldsburg. Got the kids out there. And my kids would go and run water and stuff for my dad. And during the game, and I'm helping coach, and and he would be there and have a pocket full of candy, fun grandpa. And so we went to Roosters.
Every good grandpa needs a pocket full of candy.
Of course,
right?
We went to the Roosters over there in Pickerington, hung out with one of my buddies who play they live over in that area. So a couple of my friends and their kids came. We all ate. Got some chicken tenders for the kids. It was great. We got whatever. Went over to the game. And my dad's just giving him candy the whole time. I'm like, come on, man. Like, he's 6 years old. He's a goldfish. He's going to keep eating this if you keep giving it to him.
Yeah, 100 pounds of the stuff.
Little packs of Skittles, all the nonsense, whatever they didn't give away on Trick or Treat. And then at the end, he polishes it off, and he always give him like a 32-ounce Powerade or something. I'm like, do we really need the jumbo size? Like, do we need a jug of orange drink on the way home?
Yes.
So I have to, like, take it from him behind me. You know, he's like probably 6 years old, 7 years old. And I get it. Wrangle away.
Who was this, RJ?
Yeah, RJ. He already drank like half of it. And that night, I hear him getting sick. I'm like, oh, gosh. I walked down there. I could smell it.
It's going to be a mess.
Oh, dude. And it looked like buffalo chicken. The orange had merged with the chicken. And it was like shredded all through there.
I can see it. I can see it and smell it right now.
Dad, I want to kill you. I literally wanted to drive to Lancaster to stab my dad in the neck with a pen.
I've never punched an old man in the nose before, but I might start today.
Oh, and I literally took the bed sheet, pulled it up, took it outside, like whipped it, because it wasn't cold yet. It was like November. It was chilly, probably 50, 55 or 50 degrees. Snap it out. I was like, I threw him in the bath and just spraying it down. And I was like, damn him. It was that freaking Gatorade and all the candy, everything else.
Could have avoided this.
Oh, my God. It's burned into my mind. I'm like, did you eat buffalo chicken? No, you didn't. You just had normal chicken. But it's so orange because of the stinking Gatorade.
Is this radioactive?
Oh, so bad. And like, as I was approaching the room, like one of the times, like the other side, I deal with my daughter, like the smell of the feces that you were getting in the nap.
Yeah. Strong odor.
One of my kids, I mean, they were not liking nappy time when we put them down, and we'd put them in the crib, and maybe we'd have the crib topper on there and the different things. And one of them had defecated in their diaper, proceeded to take it off, and then use that Bob Ross style all over the damn wall, through like the grate of the return. They had climbed out of the crib. They had escaped. I mean, it was everywhere. And then they had thrown up.
How do you clean that up?
Bro, this little steamer, like we had a little Stanley, it smelled awful. And they had crap.
Because at that point, it's in the vents.
Oh, it was terrible. I'm like, I've got like a toothbrush, like scraping it out of there. Oh, it was disgusting. It was so bad. It was so bad. And I'm like cleaning it, trying not to throw up myself while I'm cleaning it up. Like, give me some ammonia. I need a smelling salts while I'm doing this. It was brutal.
Yeah.
You got a lot more of those, Coach. You just got the intro right now. There'll be many more for you.
Good news from Mayor earlier. Big man's up. Had a poop, is all contained. Currently housing a piece of avocado toast. That's good, though.
We're back on the train. We're eating.
Yeah.
Feeling good about life.
We'll see what happens today around 11 o'clock.
Hopefully you don't come back and look like you got slimered.
Yeah, no, that would
so
be
we went
bad.
from red to green.
Yeah, no, it's now avocado. That's really good stuff. With winning his first national championship, how far does that boost Ryan Day up the national coaching rankings? That's next. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Happy Wednesday. If you're coming in from the west side, we're watching a crash on 70 eastbound. The left shoulder blocked off in those eastbound lanes just as you pass that 70 to 70 split. Again, that's on the west side. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your fan traffic.
In-betweens are made for pizza. In between meals, meetings, thoughts, that's pizza time. Stop at Speedway and get 2 hot, delicious slices of pizza and a Mountain Dew 20-ounce for $5 with Speedy Rewards. The convenience stores of Speedway. Valid through 4/29/25. See app for full terms.
What does living your best nonstop life mean to you? Cheering on your team at that big game? A music festival with friends? A family vacation? Or maybe a vacation from your family? Live your best nonstop life with low fares and nonstop flights only at Allegiant.com.
Non-stop flights from Columbus to Fort Lauderdale, one way for as low as $44. Must be purchased by 4/24/2025 for travel between 3/13/2025 and 8/17/2025. Seats and dates are limited. Restrictions apply. See Allegiant.com for details.
Getting cold feet? Call Care Heating and Cooling and we'll fix your furnace fast. Call 1-800-COOLING.
Start 2025 with significant growth and earning potential at Uline. Interview for warehouse roles at Uline's March hiring event in Etna, Ohio. Earn reliable income starting from $25 an hour with a $2 night shift increase. And get full health and retirement benefits on day one. Don't wait. Start building a long-term career at a growing company. Sign up for your warehouse interview on Saturday, March 22nd in Etna at uline.jobs. That's uline.jobs.
Do you realize making the minimum monthly payments on your credit cards, it'll take nearly 20 years to pay them off? What if I told you there's a way for you to get them all paid off in just a matter of weeks? Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. Imagine wiping out all of your credit cards. Here's where you go. AFLcash.com. That's AFLcash.com. Advantage First Lending is the easy button for tapping in to hundreds of thousands of dollars in your home equity. That's not the bank money, it's your money. Listen, your home, the value is way up. And now AFLcash.com has a super fast, hassle-free program that lets you turn that equity into cash. People who do this are living their best life, their credit card debt free, with cash left over for other stuff like home improvements, maybe a vacation. See how much money you can get now. Go to AFLcash.com or call 844-394-CASH. That's 844-394-CASH. Say goodbye to greedy credit card companies. That's AFLcash.com.
Equal Housing Lender, NMLS 1209177. Subject to lender approval. NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
For a limited time at Verizon, you can get our best price ever for a single line. Just $45 per month when you bring your phone, which is less than you spend on Too Tired to Cook takeout every week. Get one line on Unlimited Welcome for $45 per month with autopay plus taxes and fees. Visit your local Columbus Verizon store by April 2nd to save. $20 monthly promo credits applied over 36 months with a new line on Unlimited Welcome. In times of congestion, unlimited 5G and 4G LTE may be temporarily slower than other traffic. Domestic data roaming at 2G speeds. Additional terms apply.
The Jackets are fighting for a playoff spot, and they need your help. Send your supportive love waves through the radio by listening to Jackets coverage here on The Fan. If they lose, it's your fault. No pressure. The Fan.
2 hours ago, Kyle arrived at the bar.
Hey, what's everyone drinking?
30 minutes ago, Kyle got his friends another round of drinks.
Cheers.
5 minutes ago, Kyle decided to drive home drunk. A minute ago, a law enforcement officer pulled up behind Kyle.
Sir, have you been drinking tonight?
A chain of events that began 2 hours ago is about to change Kyle's whole world. Drive sober or get pulled over. Paid for by NHTSA.
Springtime is here, and you know what that means. It's time for Mulch Madness. Did you know that too much mulch is bad for trees and shrubs? 2 inches of mulch is plenty. Any more and you risk causing roots to grow up and around trunks, which increases unhealthy stress, shortens tree life, and even keeps moisture from getting down to tree roots. To find out more about Mulch Madness or to find a certified arborist near you, visit treesforohio.org. That's trees, the number 4, ohio.org.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
High pressure will deliver another beautiful day out there today. Highs around 70. Tonight we drop on down to 43. Partly cloudy tomorrow with a high around 70. And then Friday, looking at a few clouds with a high of 75. I'm meteorologist Dylan Robichaud with your 10 TV weather impact forecast on 97.1 The Fan.
Prime Sports is the official sports book of Morning Juice.
Download the Prime Sports Ohio app today or visit online at primesportsbook.com.
The Fan. What's the going rate for a good babysitter? Also, Shark needs a raise. You're listening to Morning Juice.
Hey, coming up here, 8:30 this morning, Steve Helwagen of Bucknuts. He's going to join the program. Talk a little start of spring ball. Buckeye men's basketball tonight. Big one against the Hawkeyes. 6 o'clock. For us, 5 o'clock coverage begins right here on The Fan. If you're wondering, too, by the way, currently the Buckeyes are minus 205 not to make the NCAA tournament. They are plus 154 to make it. They are a 5-point favorite tonight against the Hawkeyes. See what
there you
happens.
go. We'll see. Get that win. It's interesting. We talked about the start of spring ball on Monday, and Buckeyes are obviously Big Ten tournament critical to win right now.
Critical juncture.
They need to get this win. I'll never forget. I started doing the Buckeye show in 2013, right after I got done playing, and Tim Hall was new to the market, coming from LA. And if anybody here knows Tim, he's a fairly big basketball guy.
Big basketball
really
guy.
enjoys his college hoops. And so it was like, hey, getting into the start of spring, March. And that was back when they normally, or when they would start spring ball like earlier in March.
Mm-hmm. It had been going on like last week.
Yeah, it would have started last
First week of March, right?
And, so you're into it like as you're starting the NCAA tournament. I think it kind of aligned where that was kind of the same week as the first week of the NCAA tournament.
Mm-hmm.
And we're talking about what to lead the show with and what we should talk about. I love Buckeye hoops as much as anyone. I was texting with JJ Solinger the other day and reliving the 2004 victory over Illinois and how big that was for the program, even though they couldn't go to the NCAA tournament, beating the number one team. And Matty Sly hitting that shot. Oh, yes! Yeah. Gus Johnson, why are you screaming at me, Gus? I'm excited too.
Yeah.
Matt Sylvester. Oh, he was just going at it, but it was awesome. And I vividly remember watching that at the RPAC in the first half, and I'm like, hell, we got a chance to win this game. I sprint back, hop in my car, drive back really quickly to the Meridian where my girlfriend, now wife, was living at the time. I was like, turn the game on. She's like, why? I'm like, we have a chance to win this.
We're going to win.
She's like, really? I'm like, yeah, there's 10 minutes. Let's go. We're close. And Sil was dominating the second half. Terrence Dials was playing great. I think JJ had a big block at the end, if I'm not mistaken. But it was good. So I love Ohio State hoops. And, Scooney's a good buddy. It's all these guys. But he goes, what do we lead with? What are we going to lead with? I'm like, he's like, football? I go, probably spring ball. He goes, you're joking. He's like, yeah, I get you. And he's like, well, how about the tournament? And I'm like, no, dude, I'm spring ball. Like, this isn't me, being a football guy. I'm just telling you, it's spring ball probably first, second, and third, and then Ohio State hoops. Mm-hmm. And I forget the team. I think they were good then. And he's like, but you've got these guys. I'm like, I understand they're good. I think that was during the run of Thad's 4 straight Sweet 16s. I'm like, this team is good, but this is the second full year of Urban Meyer. You just came off an undefeated season where you couldn't play for anything else. I'm like, this is a big deal, and he almost couldn't believe it. And I'm just telling you,
coming from basketball market,
you put it on a poll, whatever you want to do. Yeah. You can walk around the town, you can say whatever. I'm not saying people aren't going to watch the games, but I'm saying which is a greater anticipation. It's definitely, especially when your team is supposed to be really good and you're coming off a lot of success and all those things. I'm like, it's always in Columbus. It's always spring ball. Mm-hmm. And that's always going to be the case. It's always football first, and it's just what it is. Now, if you go to Kansas, it's probably not going to be the case.
Different story.
You go to North Carolina, it's probably not going to be the case.
I don't know with Bill there now.
Well, maybe with Bill there, with how the basketball team in North Carolina is performing, and the fact that they have Bill Belichick, that may have been a double helix of swinging back to the other side. But that's just kind of the reality, and understanding the regionality of the market of where you're at and what's important. And so while, I'm going to be watching Locked In tonight, and I hope that Jake gets this thing. You're now free to move about the country.
Yeah, are they listening to us? Who is that?
Shark.
You got your PC up over there?
Shark, is that just?
I have my dad on. I've got our 2 microphones and our phone line.
Can I go to the bathroom?
I didn't touch anything.
We are now above 30,000 feet.
Just took my seatbelt light off.
You're able to smoke now, Shark. Go ahead, light it up.
Oh, really? Do they light the light off when you can smoke on the planes?
I think Southwest is bringing that back.
You know what? That would be great. I would love to see an air carrier say, "We're the smokers carrier. If you want to smoke cigs, smoke some grass."
You know what? We're going to charge for the bags now, but
we're bringing back the ashtrays.
Yeah, you can smoke.
Who wants the ashtrays?
Who wants in?
And if you want to bring kids, that's fine. We'll drop a little oxygen mask for them so it feels better. That reminds me, I was going through the Atlanta airport, and they have those smokers rooms.
Yeah, they look sweet.
Looks sweet. It looks like Shark's car when he rolls up in the morning.
I think the windows are tinted in there, aren't they? Aren't the windows smoked?
So then, because you don't want to see the people's faces. They don't want people to know that we've shamed smoking so bad.
Yeah.
So people want some cover, and then they come out with their head down, and then you still smell like smoke. You smell terrible. But this lady had her kid with her
in the smoking lounge.
Well, this is the story.
Oh no.
So we're like, man, like someone said something because it was a sliding door and she had the kid outside. She was trying to do right by her kid, but like, man, you've got to let the door shut. And she's like, but I've got my kid. And like, well, then maybe you should. So the door was like half open. The kid's on the outside. She's like leaning in, ripping a heater. And then I'm like, this was amazing. She's like, well, you just want me to leave? I'm like, I think someone's like, I'll watch your kid. Like
you go ahead.
I mean, you might be. You don't seem to be all that concerned. You do care enough to like realize that putting them in a room full of cigarette smoke would be detrimental to their health. But you're also breaking the rules by leaving the door open and doing that. So if you want, I think somebody stood and watched them. If you need the cig that bad, we can do that. I
gotcha.
How about I just throw a Zen your way and you call it a day?
Yeah, then you'll be good to go for an hour.
Now, the thing is, maybe you don't use the smokers' rooms because you've transitioned to the vapes.
True.
Like, you don't need the smokers'
Well, I think those are banned, too, so you can't even get away with that.
Yeah, but people, it's a lot easier to hide the vape than it is a cigarette. You can't, like, hide a cigarette in your hands while you're walking around smoking. The amount of people that I watch that do, I'll call it the claw. They've got
they've got their hand tucked.
It's like,
and if you're watching on the YouTube show right now, you can kind of see it where it's almost like it's a fist that they're making underneath of their long sleeve shirt, and then it's look like you're rubbing your nose. Maybe there's something else going on in there too.
Hitting a bump, all the same.
Like you just kind of do a lot with that claw grip.
It's like you have a couple of beers and then you have a little bump, man, right afterwards.
By the way, great SNL.
It was one of the best.
It was a good one. They were throwing heaters.
Couple of beers. That's what you needed yesterday when you were doing it.
I did. I needed something.
I needed doctor prescribed.
I should have called Shark. He would have come over. You would have come over, Shark. He would have helped me out.
I don't think Shark's days of dealing with that I think might be past.
I don't know.
I mean, you love Pia, but would you want to sit there and scrub
if Pia
down?
Did that at your house while Megan and Jake were gone, let me tell you something, buddy. You're doing that.
No joke, Beam.
I know.
I change those poopy diapers all the time.
That's what I've tell people. They're like, we got to get back. We're out or something. Our parents are watching the kids. I'm like, you don't have to get back. Your parents. Are you really worried about? You think your parents would leave their grandchild and abandon them? They may yell at you, but they're not gonna. They may not babysit anymore. But
I've abandoned my child.
The safety of your child is fine.
I've abandoned my boy.
They'll skip everything to not leave their grandchild unattended. They'll tell you you're irresponsible and all these other things. But I know Shark.
I've heard worse from my mom, so who cares?
Oh yeah. Was your mom worried about you getting sick now? Did you tell her about Millie being sick?
No, I think she's in Florida right now, and she's worried about getting sick because we FaceTimed her yesterday. That's how that works for her.
Just seeing Billy.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? My stomach feels queasy right now. I gotta go. Okay. I'm not sure if that's how that works, but sure. I was looking at the athletics ranking of the top 25 coaches in college football right now. Kirby Smart's number 1. Ryan Day jumping up from number 7 to number 2. Bob, I've got no problem with that, and I find it fascinating how Stuart Mandel wrote about this. Said, had I put the list out last year after the day after the Michigan-Ohio State game, he would have fallen out of my top 10. But the Buckeyes beat 4 consecutive top 10 opponents to earn Day's first national championship, making him just one of 3 active coaches with the ring. That 4-game losing streak to Michigan remains an eyesore, but he's still 70-10 overall. I agree with everything Stuart Mandel said.
Percentage in the third
behind Newt Rockne.
I think Eric Parseghian and Newt Rockne are the 2. No, you got it. It's just
Rockne and then.
Heisman.
No, it's another Notre Dame coach. Frank.
The Tank?
No. The heck was his name? It's an Irish name. O'Doul. O'Brien.
Patty.
Just keep going.
Come on, Beam. Are you Googling?
I'm looking right now.
Frank Leahy.
O'Doul.
Leahy. That's Irish.
Is it?
Sure.
Sure.
Haven't you ever been to Ireland?
I haven't. I've not been over there.
Look at the phone book. There's 18,000 Leahys.
I know Mr. Leahy from Trailer Park Boys. That's the only Leahy I know.
By the way, speaking of Trailer Park Boys, it got me thinking of the 7th Floor Club. Yesterday was your boy Third Leg Greg's birthday.
Shout out Greg Olson.
Turned 40. By the way, how did she celebrate that?
By cleaning up puke from William.
That's good.
Actually, I forgot to tell this part of the story. So yesterday, Theo had a vet's appointment at 4:30. Mare gets home 3:45, whatever. She goes, "Who wants the dog? Who wants the kid?" I'm like, "Well, I'm going to go pick up something for dinner. I think it would be good for him to get out of the house. I'll go to the grocery store with him. You take Theo." 4 o'clock, Theo's throwing up right before his vet appointment.
Oh, that's awful.
If we would have known that Theo would have been throwing up, I would have just had him go into Willie's room, eat the throw up, and then he could just throw up in the backyard.
Outside.
I think that would have been a decently fine cleaning mechanism.
Come here, sweeper.
But no wonder they're both sick. He cleans them off the table anyways. If one of them gets sick, the other one does.
Do you think he got that from William?
He probably did. Tainted berries or whatever.
Both of them.
Yeah, tainted red. That's what he was eating. It was a mess. And then we get to the vet. They're like, that'll be $500. I said, well, I'll see you again in another 4 years because that's the last time he went. All he was doing was scratching himself and throwing up. Like, dude, our house is a straight up contamination zone right now. Steve,
Beam.
Yeah.
Who's third after Kirby and Ryan?
Okay, tell you number 3. Steve Sarkisian is 3. Kalen DeBoer is 4. Dan Lanning, Oregon 5. Dabo at 6. Lance Leipold of Kansas at 7. James Franklin at 8, Matt Campbell of Iowa State at number 9, and then Marcus Freeman rounding out your top 10.
So what's interesting about Sark and Lanning is the fact that they're both sitting there and they're like the darlings, and they're won a lot. But if you go 2 or 3 more years like Ryan did without winning it, because Ryan was like 2 or 3 there at the beginning. I played for a national title. Things are great.
He'll get one.
And then eventually it's like you just haven't gotten it. You so slowly start sliding down that list. And so I'm curious if in 2 or 3 years Sark and Lanning still haven't won one, if they're now more towards the bottom end of the top 10 or slid off completely.
Steve Helwagen of Bucknuts, he's going to join the program. We'll talk some Big Ten postseason hoops and the start of spring ball with him coming up here in 2 minutes. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. Right now, we are still watching a crash on 70 eastbound. The left shoulder blocked off in those eastbound lanes just past the 70-270 split. That's on the west side. Again, eastbound lanes slightly slow moving over there. I'm 10 TV's Amy Steigerwald with your fan traffic.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6759. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-6759. That's 800-575-6759. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Ready to hit the road in a new car? With Pathways, enjoy up to 90 days with no payments and low auto loan rates. Learn more at pathwayscu.com. Pathways Financial Credit Union, your true financial partner. Federally insured by NCUA.
At NJM Insurance, we're like a symphony. It all starts by doing the right thing. Add in dedicated reps and put policyholders first. But no jingles or mascots because it's just not us. Insurance underwritten by NJM Insurance Company and its subsidiaries.
Morning Juice is sponsored by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Fast, sustainable weight loss without medication. Awaken 180 Weight Loss.
In high school, Bobby was a district swimming finalist. Also, Beamer still wears floaties. This is Morning Juice.
Hey, coming up here around 8:46, 8:47-ish this morning, Columbus Blue Jacket Erik Gudbranson. He's going to join the program as we get to talk to a different Jackets player every single Wednesday in the final segment of the program. I did see Steve Helwagen retweet our coming up on today's show post, and then it's his phone's going to voicemail. Maybe he's in the middle of nowhere, Indiana, heading over to Indianapolis. Maybe the cell service is gone.
Shark will figure it out. He's on the case.
He's got it just fine. Don't you worry about what's going on over there. To your point about the rankings of college football coaches, I'm 100% with you on Ryan Day and how it was sliding down the list, and then you win a national championship and you jump back.
Because once you have the national title, then that's always part of your resume, and it's like the biggest part. And it's not like he hasn't been really good outside of that. So now
he's been really stinking good.
I mean, it's literally the cherry on the sundae. Mm-hmm. And so there's plenty of cover there to be had. Like, hey, you have all these other metrics. Oh, and by the way, you won a national title, which there's only 2 other coaches that can currently say that.
Yeah, Dabo's got a couple and Kirby's got a couple. That's it.
And the argument was with Dabo, well, is he losing his edge? They don't, the portal and
messing with the portal.
And
have they messed with the portal at all this year?
They got some portal
Did
guys.
they? Okay.
And listen, and that's what I said about Dabo. No one's telling you to build your team through the portal. Go get 3 to 7 guys a year. You really
difference makers, positions that you need to address.
When guys leave your team a year before because they weren't starting or the NIL or whatever, and they were behind a guy, well, then you got to replace that dude, and you might need an experienced guy over a freshman. So there's that element.
Right now, we head out to the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems fan guest hotline. Check with our guy, Bucknuts. He is Steve Helwagen. Steve, thanks for the time. Always appreciate it. Are you guys making your way over to Indy? Did we hit a dead spot? What's happening?
No, I'm getting ready to head here shortly. The game's not till 6 p.m. tonight, so I got a little bit of time, but I do want to get over there. It's always important for me in my advanced age to get to the destination early afternoon, get checked into the hotel, and get that power nap, because that will allow me to go deep into the evening there in Indianapolis covering this game, covering the game, guys, tonight. So there you go.
You said deep in the evening. I thought maybe you were going to be venturing out afterwards and cruising around downtown Indy.
It's hard to say. We're probably going to be there at the arena. If the game's at 6, we'll probably be there till at least 9:30. So 10. Who knows?
Plus, you guys were already were just over there a couple of weeks ago for the combine too, Steve. I mean, you should have a pretty good feel of what's going on over there.
And I went to Indiana for the game on Saturday as well, so this will be my 3rd trip over. So I know where all the potholes are. When you cross, I got to tell you, the worst stretch of highway in America. The worst stretch of highway in America is I-70 westbound from Richmond, Indiana to Indianapolis. I've never seen anything like it. I am anxiously awaiting the time when our federal government extends the Eisenhower interstate highway system to Indiana. I can't wait. That will be a glorious day.
Steve, what are you anticipating tonight as the Buckeyes get ready to take on the Hawkeyes, which is no doubt a must-win game for them if they want to make the NCAA tournament?
Yeah, it's kind of a crazy scenario because here's Iowa. They had lost 3 games in a row. They went to Nebraska, and here's Nebraska. They're both playing to keep their season alive. And they eliminate Nebraska on their home court, and they win the game by 15 points. You had to be impressed with what Iowa did on Sunday. And, of course, Ohio State's knocked them out of the last 2 Big Ten tournaments and beat them by 17 points earlier this season. So if there's one team that Fran McCaffrey would like to pay back, it's got to be Ohio State. And yet we kind of go back to that first game. Ohio State just kind of dominated. They were up by 24 points in the second half. So more of the same. What you want to see is Bruce Thornton and John Mobley Jr. come through. They had their water effectively turned off by Galloway and Leal and Rice there on Saturday at Indiana. And Bruce Thornton rarely plays 2 bad games in a row. So my guess is the all Big Ten second team performer is going to show how good he is tonight. And the Buckeyes desperately need this one. I mean, this is one that moves them a step closer to an NCAA at large bid if they can win this game.
So there was a song by Better Than Ezra called Desperately Wanting, and I feel like that might be the edge here. Do you feel like, Steve, we're going to see the Buckeyes team that took down Purdue and Mackey Arena, or the Buckeyes team that was embarrassed by Northwestern at home?
Yeah, that's a great question, Bobby. And, it's funny. They played Maryland the first time and lost to them by 24 points, and then they beat them by 3 points at home. So you can't just count on showing up and reprising what you did to Iowa back on January 27th in Columbus. You got to go out and do it again. And to my way of thinking, Iowa does not have the kind of inside force like in Indiana or some of these other teams, Illinois, which if they win, we'll get into that tomorrow about how difficult it's going to be inside with Riley and Johnson, who just kind of dominated them in that first matchup. But, to me, I think this is a game, the X factor is Sean Stewart and Aaron Bradley. Those guys, or Aaron Bradshaw, rather, those guys have got to come up big tonight, rebounding, defending, and scoring a few points. If they can do that and help the cause, Ohio State's Big Four should be enough to get it done.
He is Steve Helwagen of Bucknuts with us here on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. Steve, not exactly sure what's going to happen with the Buckeyes here this weekend, but we do know on Monday, St. Patrick's Day, the Buckeye football team is going to get underway in spring ball. What are you kind of looking at as this is been a, I'm going to say longer off season, but it hasn't really been long for the Buckeyes. It's a slowed down start for the Buckeye football team when it comes to spring ball. But what are you kind of looking at as some of the storylines as they get ready to ramp up their offseason here?
Yeah, I think there's a lot there. I mean, you had 2 1,000-yard rushers at running back, so now you need to find out if James Peoples and the West Virginia transfer C.J. Donaldson are the real deal. I think they're talking about moving C.J. Hicks, a linebacker, down to play some defensive end, and Larry Johnson is working with him now. What does that look like? Can he provide some heat off the edge now and again? Because you lose, obviously, Sawyer and Tui Malauau, who by the end of the last season were dominating opponents. So that's a tremendous change. And obviously, Julian Sayin at quarterback, is he the man? Is he going to take over this team? The people we talked to at the Combine, like Emeka Buka and Will Howard, they were raving about what Julian Sayin can do throwing the football. But now he's got to go out there and do it on an everyday basis. And with a new quarterbacks coach and obviously Brian Hartline taking over as the coordinator, it's all going to look a little bit different. So those are probably some of the biggest things I'd be looking for.
So it's been since Jim Tressel was here that we had a full 4-quarter, 15-minute quarter spring game that would lag on sometimes and drag on. I did not love it at all. I hated it. And I know Steve, those guys covering it. It was a full day affair. Urban tightened it down, and they talked about it being more of a showcase this year. But you look at what has kind of happened over the last 10 years. Like, what's your anticipation for how significantly different, I guess, it could be?
Yeah, my guess is it's going to be some type of a controlled scrimmage, like a practice on steroids where Coach Day has promised there'll be some 11-on-11 football. And my guess, as he's also talked about, is it will involve 2 of the 3 groups on this roster. You got the first group with Jeremiah Smith, Caleb Downs, who aren't going to play a lot of football this spring and probably don't need to, since they played 16 games, this past season. They're probably okay if they just kind of continue to improve their individual skills and those kind of things. But the second group is the backups from last year who are trying to become starters. They need to play a lot of football. And then I think there is something like 27 first-time players, 21 freshmen and 6 transfers who are on the practice field for Ohio State for the first time this spring. And those guys need to play a lot of football as well to kind of ingratiate themselves in the scheme on both sides of the ball, learning everything, the terminology, and that way it becomes all second nature. So you got, 2 full groups of the roster, 2/3 of the roster that can mix in on those 11-on-11 reps and see what happens. So he talked about running 3 fields during practice to get each of the 3 quarterbacks, Sayin and Lincoln Keenholtz and the freshman from Bellefontaine, Tavian St. Clair, get them all work. So I'm here for it. As many practices as they'll let me go watch, I want to check it out.
Steve, always appreciate the time. Thanks for hopping on with us here this morning. Enjoy that beautiful scenic drive out 70 West. Have a great time at the tournament this week, and we'll check in again soon, all right?
All right, guys, take care.
There he goes, Steve Helwagen of Bucknuts with us here on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. Columbus Blue Jacket, Erik Gudbranson. He joins us next. Morning Juice right here on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there and good morning. Still watching 2 separate issues on the west side at that 70-70 split. Watch for slowdowns as you head in both directions on I-70 over there. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your Fan Traffic.
Come into your local AAA Car Care Plus and save $40 on any repair of $150 or more. Only at AAA Car Care Plus locations. And on the plus side, AAA members save more. Offer valid through March 31st. See store for details.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. And listeners, they're always asking me about QC Kinetics treatments. They want to know if they should consider it for their joint pain. Well, if you're wondering if you could be a good candidate, let's say the answer is yes to any of these questions. First, is your quality of life impacted by chronic pain, knees, hips, back, shoulders, other joints, trouble sleeping, walking, day-to-day movement? Next, do you want to avoid surgery? because I didn't want to deal with it. And all of the pain and the long recovery and the uncertain time that comes with it. Here's the best part. Most importantly, do you miss doing things you love because the joint pain is holding you back? Whether that's walking, jogging, hanging out with loved ones. If you answered yes to any of those, I bet you're a great candidate. So do not wait. Call QC Kinetics right now and ask for their free consultation. Learn how the latest advances in regenerative medicine can get you lasting pain relief with no drugs, no surgery, no downtime. They're located in Dublin, Gahanna, or you can go to qckinetics.com/Columbus or call 380-208-4544.
When you're ready to sell your car, another reason to choose Hinder Motor Company is the easy, fast, fair, and hassle-free way to sell. This is Justin Hinderer. We pay top dollar for your vehicle, whatever the make or model, and no purchase is necessary. Consider trading and get even more toward your next vehicle. Drive in today and leave with cash or get a great deal. See why it's a pleasure doing business. Just visit HinderMotorCompany.com.
Getting the cold shoulder? Call Care Heating and Cooling and we'll fix your furnace fast. Call 1-800-COOLING.
Hi, welcome to IKEA. Look at that selection of outdoor furniture. Yeah, whatever your space or budget, you'll find a setup for outside. How about an outdoor chaise lounge for my get some sun side? Yeah, and a table for my come on over, I'm grilling side. And outdoor lights for my date night on the patio side. Ooh, you're good. I try. We've got what you need to create an outdoor oasis. Plus, delivery starts at $19 when you shop online or choose to pick up at your local store today.
Go to IKEA-USA.com for more details. Restrictions apply. Some products may require assembly.
1-877-CARS for kids. KARS Cars for kids. 1-877-CARS for kids. Donate your car today.
Donate today at carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K. Your car can be picked up as soon as the next day. Receive a tax deduction and vacation voucher.
1-877-CARS for kids. Donate your car today.
Now accepting donations of land, homes, buildings, or any kind of real estate.
After an audit of our programming, the suits here at The Fan decided we needed more baseball. And that common man is stupid. Good news, we fixed one of those problems. Catch the Reds on The Fan all season long. Yay, baseball!
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, millions of men experience ED, but not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. At HIMSS, our own board-certified urologist, Dr. Peter Stahl, knows this better than anyone, and he knows that HIMSS can help.
Hi, I'm Dr. Peter Stahl, Senior Vice President of Men's Sexual Health at HIMSS. I've helped many guys with ED, and it has never been more convenient to treat than it is right now, thanks to HIMSS.
Through HIMSS.com, you can access a full range of treatment options for ED, including daily or as-needed meds through a 100% online process. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. Find the ED treatment that fits your needs. Options at up to 95% less than the brand names when you get started at hims.com/joy. To start your free online visit and find ED treatment at up to 95% less than brand name prices, go to hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Right Way Heating and Cooling and Bryant, doing whatever it takes to keep you and your home comfortable. The Fan.
One of these guys thinks Clintonville was named after Bill Clinton. You're listening to Morning Juice.
Hey, every single Wednesday at this time, we get to talk to a different Columbus Blue Jacket.
Morning Juice presents Talking Jackets.
Now it's Boone Jenner along the end boards, and he stuffs it behind Peter Mrazek for the score.
Sponsored by Care Heating and Cooling. When you need a company you can trust, call 1-800-COOLING.
We now head out to the hotline, checking with our guy. He is Columbus Blue Jacket, Erik Gudbranson. Goody, thanks for the time. Always appreciate it. On the road trip, back late last night, early this morning. How we feeling? I know that we're getting ramped up to get ready to play some meaningful games. How we doing?
Yeah, doing well, guys. How are you?
Doing great. Doing fantastic. How's the body feeling since getting back on the ice for the first time in a while? You feeling all right?
Yeah, I feel good. It's feels way better getting out on the ice, to be honest with you. It feels like I'm in the right place. Being a gym rat's really fun, but I am a hockey player at the core.
How excited were you? I mean, you're watching this, obviously you're rehabbing, trying to get back, trying to get healthy. And, when you have this long timeline, you have no idea what you're going to be walking back into. And just how impressed have you been with with the rest of this team, and now when you're able to come back, being in a position where, I mean, you're in the playoffs, if it started today, and you're playing meaningful games here down the stretch where it seems like, you know, the last quarter of the season is basically, you know, all the playoffs.
Yeah, and it very much is. You're absolutely right. We've been playing playoff games for a few weeks now, definitely. It's so fun. I mean, it's night and day compared to what our past 2 years have been when you're playing these meaningful games and you know, guys are sacrificing stuff and you know, being great teammates and you know, everything that comes with winning. It's just so much fun to be a part of and being able to go on the road with the boys was a lot of fun. I mean, obviously I'm chomping at the bit to get in there, but you know, there's this timeline that I'm on, and when we're planning on coming back is, you know, there's some necessary things that I have to take care of beforehand. But, I mean, this is a very fun time to be part of the Blue Jackets.
Goody, when the doctors were telling you that, okay, now the timeline seems okay, you're getting ready to be back on the ice, you're on the ice practicing with the guys, you're skating again. What was your reaction when you found out, like, okay, all the, you know, months and months and months put into rehab was actually for it, now we're going to be able to lace the skates back up? What was just like that for you, like, personally, finding out that it does look like at some point this season you will be able to give it a go?
Yeah, to be honest with you, I kind of knew that I was coming back with the timeline at the start. I knew that it would be hard, but you know, if there was the slightest bit of a chance that we were going to make it happen. I mean, Boone and I kind of had the, you know, similar timelines and you know, working together on a daily basis. We're like, no, we're coming back, and we were like begging the boys, like, just give us a chance, boys, put us in a good spot, and sure enough, they did that. So. There was no way I wasn't coming back this year. But, getting that news, I was ready to go back on the ice is super exciting. To be honest with you, I skated, you know, full team skates last week, and I had, like, the butterflies in my stomach, like it was my first day of school. Nice. And then once I got out there, I was like, man, I've already won this day. Like, you can't ruin my day. I was so happy to be a part of it again, and it was really good.
You've been playing a long time, highly drafted player, you know, coming in, and then you see a guy who comes in and, you know, drafted really high, obviously playing, you know, at the center for you guys, and Adam Fantilli. And how impressed have you been with him? And you've been able to kind of sit back and watch. It's different when you're playing and maybe you don't get the same perspective, but, you know, seeing Fantilli, and obviously he dealt with some of his own injury stuff throughout the year, but to really be playing some really good hockey, you know, this early in his career at the end of the season, and you're stinking hat trick in the Garden. I mean, what has this been like to kind of see this for you on the other end of that spectrum?
Yeah, it's been awesome. I mean, he's a great kid. He's a really, really, really good hockey player. And National Hockey Leagues, I mean, it's the hardest league in the world. It's so difficult to figure it out. And you know, every year you come in and you got to, you know, figure it out again almost. And, you know what, Mo's just worked. He's found some poise in his game, which I think has helped him a lot. You know, he's playing with some line mates who are helping him out, but at the end of the day, you know what, he's just kind of settled into what his game is. And, you know, a lot of the stuff that you do in college, that transition from college junior to the National League, there's a lot of stuff you could do back where you were previously playing that just doesn't work anymore. And you have to, you know, find that equation in your mind where, you know, how am I going to accomplish the same task a different way, you know, a more solid way, a higher percentage way. And he's done a very, very good job of making those adjustments in his game.
He is Erik Gudbranson with us here on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. How excited are you guys to get back? Maybe not so this morning, as it was, I'm sure, a late travel night for you guys. But, I mean, looking at the schedule here, it's a nice 4-pack of home games for you guys before having to head out on the road again. After that big 4-game trip, how much are you guys looking forward to get back to Nationwide Arena?
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. I mean, you know, home is home for us, and we felt great at home. I mean, our home record's very, very good. So we're very comfortable in this building. We take care of it. We protect our house, and you know, we've got some really, really difficult games ahead of us for sure. All of which playoff games with massive meanings. And I mean, you look at what happens last night. You know, the Canadians win late last night. We see that when we get off the plane. So now, you're looking ahead to the next one. We're happy we're at home and excited for the next few games.
Goody, always appreciate the time. Thanks for hopping on with us. Best of luck checking these last couple of boxes on the rehab. Hopefully we see you before long on the ice, all right?
All right, thanks, guys. Thanks for having me. Cheers.
There he goes, Columbus Blue Jacket, Erik Gudbranson with us here on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems fan guest hotline. Always good to check in with him. 4 games coming up at home. All starts tomorrow against the Golden Knights of Vegas. Then it's the Rangers back at home on Saturday, Devils on Monday, and then it's the Panthers next Thursday. It's not like they're easy task. And I want to say that they had the hardest record coming in after the Four Nations tournament. It was the hardest schedule, if not one of the hardest schedules remaining in the NHL.
Good. They play better against better teams.
Yeah, they do. They do play good against good teams. It was like the Gardos last year, Shark. I mean, just racking and stacking against those good teams. What we got going on today?
Well, I'm going to get packed up. I got a bunch of stuff I got to do before we
you guys
get
are
going.
All out.
Yeah.
So Bahamas trip.
Heading down there, heading down south. The sad thing is, we're paying all this money to go somewhere when I really would just want to be in Ohio right now because it's
so
really
good.
nice.
This is the best.
And then when we get back, we're just going for, basically the weekend. We get back next week, and it's supposed to be chilly, getting cool again.
My neighbor's going
Of course,
to...
we're missing the 70s on the weekend.
My neighbor's going to the Crew game out in San Diego this weekend, and they always go on one road trip a year. And he was looking at the weather in San Diego. He was like, it's going to be nicer here than it is in San Diego. He goes, one of their 10 days of rain a year is supposed to be on Saturday and Sunday. They're supposed to get a couple this weekend.
When I went to the national championship game in Los Angeles 2 years ago, the one Ohio State lost to Georgia.
Yeah.
It rained. I looked at this. It rained in California, like in L.A., 33, 34 days a year. So, you think about it. That's, like 1/10 of the time, basically?
Mm-hmm.
It rained 3 of the 4 days that we were there. I go, how in the hell... When it rains 10% of the time, and I'm there for 4 days, it rains 75% of the time that I'm here.
Just bring the rain with you.
It was terrible.
Like Rainmaker from Along Came Polly.
Exactly.
Rain dance.
Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Before we get out of here today, our fan poll sponsored by Caster Connection. Who wins tonight's first round game of the Big Ten tournament? Buckeyes or Hawkeyes?
Hopefully Buckeyes.
I don't really know. I'm not sure.
Is there a size?
From media timeout to media timeout, I'm not really sure what to expect.
Shark, did you put an answer in there? Buckeyes?
I guess we'll go with them.
Deep breath. Jump in. Water's great.
Bob, I had so much fun with you. What do you say we reconvene sometime in the future if they allow us? You good with that?
Yeah, let's do it.
Everybody have an awesome day. Uncle Bo and the boys are next. We're back live tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. to break everything down. Have a good one. Talk to you then. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. Right now, everything moving along with no major issues. 2 separate incidents over on the west side. Crews are responding to on I-70. Watch for slowdowns in both directions. Again, at that 70-270 split on the west side. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your fan traffic.
Scott the Scots here. How did the grass feel when it woke up from winter? A little crabby. Get it? Crabgrass? Right now, there's a short window of time to apply Scott's Turf Builder Halt's Crabgrass Preventer. It stops crabgrass before it invades and feeds your lawn for a fast green up after winter.
Save up to $20 today at the Home Depot or Lowe's for Scott's Day-Long Saving Time. Offers valid March 6th through 19th. See store for full details and product selection.
Hey, it's Leslie from Pella Columbus.
I'm Wilson from that other window place.
Wilson, people are officially going crazy over our sleek, black-framed windows. They change the entire look of a home.
Leslie, nobody believes that just black frames can change the look of a home.
It's like when Superman put on his black-framed glasses and became Clark Kent.
Wait a second. Clark Kent is Superman? Are you messing with me right now?
Get the window that homeowners rated the leading window brand in Columbus at PellaColumbus.com.
Guys, let's talk about something real. Ever had a bad experience in the bedroom that totally threw you off? It messes with your head, your confidence, and suddenly it's all you can think about. Next thing you know, you're avoiding trying altogether because the fear of failure is just too much. That's where Columbus Men's Clinic comes in. For over a decade, their medical providers have been helping men overcome ED and providing hope even when the pills and other treatments have failed. Their proven personalized treatments have some of the highest success rates out there, with results that bring back your confidence and connection. It's important to get your ED treated now so that it doesn't get harder to treat down the road. Columbus Men's Clinic has treatments that online pharmacies only dream about. Tonight is your night for intimacy and connection. Call Columbus Men's Clinic today at 614-300-7400 or visit columbusmensclinic.com. Your consultation is discreet and could be the start of something incredible. 614-300-7400 or visit columbusmensclinic.com. And let's make tonight unforgettable. Columbus Men's Clinic, making it happen.
At Diamonds Direct, we believe luxury is an experience and not a price tag. Luxury is expert guidance. It's the selection of 10 jewelry stores under one roof. It's saving time on endless comparison shopping, and you'll only find this experience at Diamonds Direct. Our luxury showroom has it all backed by our lifetime warranties and our signature best price guarantee. Diamonds Direct is the perfect combination of luxury and value, so you don't ever have to compromise. Learn more at diamondsdirect.com. Diamonds Direct, your love, our passion.
Hey Ohio, Prime Sports has arrived, the only book where you can lay 108 instead of 110 on all your favorite teams. Football, baseball, basketball, and hockey. Why would you risk more to win the same amount at another sports book? Download the Prime Sports Ohio app or visit our website, primesportsbook.com. Get a welcome bonus to match your initial deposit up to $400 in bonus bets. And be a member of the Prime Sports family.
Terms and conditions apply. Visit website for details. Must be 21 and present in Ohio. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
The best matchup is you in a new ride at Coghlan Chevrolet, Central Ohio's #1 Chevy dealer. Lease a new 25 Chevy Trax, $149 a month. Your choice, new 25 Trailblazer or 24 Blazer EV RS. Lease for $169 a month at all 5 Coghlan Chevy locations and CoglanChevrolet.com. Together, let's drive.
Coghlan has the car for you.
36, 42, and 24-month leases, 10,000 miles per year, 25 cents per mile over, $39.99 due at signing plus tax, title, and license. See dealer for details. Ends 3/31/25.
Everyone deserves a fast and reliable connection. One that helps better their everyday through the things they value most. Friends and family, education and career. A connection that opens pathways to opportunity and builds roads to a better future. At Spectrum, we're committed to delivering just that every single day. Because with the right connection, anything is possible. That's Life Unlimited. That's Spectrum.
Evan Cohen here. Picking a place to build a life is a lot like selecting a draft pick. Make a decision that will set you up for long-term success. Pick Wisconsin. In Wisconsin, you'll find dynamic career opportunities, beautiful seasons, affordable living, and legendary weekends. From its high quality of life and great schools to its fine arts, culinary, and pro sports scenes, Wisconsin gives you so much to look forward to. That's why you should pick Wisconsin. Learn more about making Wisconsin your home. Visit pickwisconsin.com.
For a limited time at Verizon, you can get our best price ever. That's 4 lines on unlimited welcome for just $25 a line per month with autopay plus taxes and fees. You'll also get the new iPhone 16 Pro, 4 of them for the entire family when you trade in up to 4 phones from our top brands. That's a new phone for everyone, only on the network you can count on. Verizon. Visit a store today. 20 monthly promo credits applied over 36 months with a new line on unlimited welcome. In times of congestion, unlimited 5G and 4G LTE may be temporarily slower than other traffic.